speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Listen here, this is a fact of life. I be rapping like Nat Turner came back to life. Grab Donald Trump by the pussy, he ain't acting right. I never run from a conflict, I be glad to fight. It's a very cold world that we live in. Somebody please tell Elizabeth you're not an Indian. You just trying to con them people to get the benefit. Just another immigrant, stealing from the Indians. That's some punk ass shit and that's too lame. Now we finna step over to Andrew Yang. And you a sucker, you could never speak for black folks. Fake ass candidate, trying to get the black vote. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You know your boy be high off sativa. Kamala wasn't popping, so we said bye, Felicia. She ain't had a right policy. We ain't trying to meet her. Y'all can take Biden too. Bye. We don't need her. We don't need Roland Martin or that coon Al Sharpton. Didn't need Cory Booker from the start, man. I don't fuck with police and no snitch. You know I'm coming with the heat when I spit it. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. If you ever go to court and this is your luck, try not to get fucked by Benjamin Crump. I know it's hard. You and go is hard. But who the fuck is Amy Cloak? Put her picture up on the bullseye and start throwing darts. People cut our organs out our bodies, that's a stolen heart. They can't save us from the flood like Noah's Ark. Black lives always matter, we finna go for ours. So then we savages, we don't need to pot the piss. Mike Bloomberg can suck dick with that stop and frisk. Bitch, you ain't speaking for us, we don't know you. Bernie Sanders, they get your funky ass on too. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me.
I'm talking about Shouty going crazy. People going crazy in them motherfuckers. Run that shit back, man.
But it's nothing. Nothing. About a woman all day. Man made the car. Carry the heavy load. Man made the electrolyte to take us out of the dark. Man made the boat for the water like the 7-millimeter. Man thinks about a little bit of baby girl and a baby boy. Make them happy because man make them dark. But after man make everything we can, do you know that man makes money? To buy from other men. This is a man's world.
All right, welcome to Frontline Black News. I am your host, Seduction Doll, aka Lady Che, holding down for Brother Che, aka Jesse Paris, who is running a little bit late. Sorry, was just kind of thrown into the fire pan. But I'm here now. So give me 1 second so I can get my little lighting together. Yeah, I'm ready. Kind of. Sorry. It's bright, man. My eyes hurt. All right. Let's get to it. Should be here shortly, so let's see how far I can get without him. I've got the copyright up. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let me read the synopsis that he wrote. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me see. All right. On this season of season 4, episode 9, part 2 of the Frontline Black News, we'll be discussing the topics we didn't get to in part 1. Cook County attorney says no prosecution for drugs being found during routine traffic stops. Brotha says he would rather go to jail than apologize to the cop that disrespected him. I could dig it. Florida deputy fired after unaliving Airman Nathan Forsett at home. Kevin Boy faces up to 60 years in prison for deadly arson here in Denver, Colorado. Biden's challenges with Black voters raise concerns. Morehouse College betrays the Black community by inviting Joe Biden to a graduation ceremony. Nigerian brother shocked that fellow Nigerian warned him about his Black American wife. So we're going to get started here shortly. We're going to get started actually here any second now. So we just get this shit set. It's kind of been a minute since I started Frontline Black News. So I'm ready. I'm going to get it started. Hi, everybody. Kind of haven't seen the doll here in a while. Usually it's Jesse sitting up front, huh? Well, you know, he wasn't here, so somebody had to get it started. It was unexpected. So I'm here. Hold on one second. Let me just get the screen a little bit bigger because I can't see it. One second. I am ready to go. So thankfully he made it very easy because when he told me how to start it, I was like, yeah, right, cuz no way. Because I just, who knows what he wants to talk about at the time, you know? It's a secret till Friday, till Saturday. Like, damn it, what the fuck, man? Hold on a sec. I was working on this campaign shit earlier, like about 20 minutes ago, and I was having formatting problems. For some brilliant ass work, I was having formatting problems. So I was like, God damn it. I had to take a break. I had to take a 2-hour break and walk away from it. I was getting frustrated. Let me see. Get this screen right here, just so I can see it. Full screen. Okay. Nope, no full screen. Having problems seeing right now. All right. So let's get this show on the road. We're going to start a little bit off with Dimitri K. Hi, everybody. Glad to see you, little eyeballs. Like I said, Jesse's on his way. He had a little transportation issue with, obviously some crackers. That's how you put it. And he'll be here shortly. So we're going to have a good-ass show. And it's me, obviously. So we're going to have a good-ass show, and let's get it cracking right now. Let's see. Oh, and by the way, I'm okay. Thanks for asking. All right. Start off with a little Dimitri K. And in this clip that I'm going to share with you, it's Cook County. Excuse me. Sorry about that, family. Let's see. 1 second. I feel like the screen's like too small. Cook County attorney says no prosecutions for drugs are being found during routine traffic stops. I wonder what this is about. So many questions, not enough answers.
In Chicago, Kim Fox has decided she wants to change the way her prosecutors prosecute certain traffic stops that are dealing with drugs and other crimes. And this is the reason she says she wanted to make that change. There's been study after study that has shown that these traffic stops, particularly in the city of Chicago, disproportionately impact Black and Latino drivers. For Black drivers in particular, they're 6 times more likely than white drivers to be pulled over. And we're talking hundreds of thousands of these stops a year. Most of those stops never result in an arrest, let alone a prosecution. There is only one arrest for every 1,000 of these traffic stops. And there's a very small number of these cases that come before us. And what we want to make sure is that these aren't fishing expeditions, and that we're not using traffic stops as a means to be able to get into people's cars without probable cause. Okay, and so she is absolutely right that most of those stops, they do target Black people, and that came on the heels of the murder of Dexter Reed, who was originally pulled over for a seatbelt violation. And of course, a lot of times those cops, they do go on fishing expeditions. Rather, they look into the cars and try to find something. But it's like, if you stop me for a seatbelt violation or for a broken tail light or something else, what makes you think I'm doing anything else other than not following the laws of the road? What makes you think that I'm carrying something I'm not supposed to be carrying? And so that intel goes onto, racial profiling.
Yep.
And it messes with Black people. And she said it herself, particularly Black motorists, and it's unfair. Now, of course, y'all see that Kim Foxx is a Black woman, and some people do not love her politics. She says that she is not going to be seeking re-election. The only thing I hate about her doing this now is, your predecessor could go in there and change that, ruling that you want to make, or whatever the case is. And so it's going to undo everything. But I agree with that rule. If you stop me for a seatbelt violation, let's deal with that.
Really
don't go digging and looking for stuff. And in some cases, officers, if they don't find what they're looking for, then they go and put
he's not here,
man. On your seat, or whatever the case is, and say, "Oh, I saw something. Oh, I found something." Because we've seen that on a plethora of body cam videos of them getting caught.
When they pull people over, they automatically they smell weed or some shit.
Because their little fishing expedition from an original seatbelt violation or a broken tail light violation, they thought they were going to find something, and they did. In a lot of cases, they ended up roughing up the motorist or whatever. So now they got to justify why they did.
Look, I'm in the front seat today, driving the car.
Belt not being worn, or anything else that has to do with a traffic violation is not indicative of something in that car to where you need to go do an illegal search and seizure. So anyway, y'all tell me what you think of that.
I got you. Oh yeah, man, me too.
And my
channel. But I'm kind of smart. If I ain't got no,
so I have a brother that is going to be held in contempt of court for not apologizing.
I don't even got an answer
to a cop.
Shit, we play stupid all day. I got time. You know what I mean? I'm not really trying to get pulled over. Let me just say this. I'm not trying to get pulled over. But I drive a power chair, right? And I had a little shopping cart earlier this summertime. And I saw this cat. First of all, look, if you're not a skilled driver like me, I'm a skilled, proficient power chair driver, okay? Real truth be told, I made the police follow me on the highway, okay? Real shit. I don't even play. I got off on the highway. I told them that's where the maps took me. Anyway, needless to say, them white motherfuckers did not think that shit was funny. But I was like, that's what how Google Maps led me. Anywho, it was late. Motherfucking bus left me, and I was trying to get back home. So I was not going to sit there until 4:30 in the motherfucking morning and get fucked with by motherfucking perverts and police and shit on the wrong side of town when I'm clearly wearing too much blue. Eric? No, fuck that. I have a specific saying that I like to say when the opposition is fucking with me. I don't like that shit, and we can get to tussles and whatnot. But I wasn't gonna wait. I missed the bus, and the motherfucker intentionally left me. So I decided to just go on a little mish. I know how to get back from one side to the other. And I ended up getting on. I was just getting on just got on the freeway real quick, took the shoulder, about to get off on the next exit. Simple, easy peasy, right? Stop. Stopped on the side, you know what I mean? Made a phone call real quick, changed my music. And right where I was at, motherfucking do-gooders. God damn it, do-gooders, man. They can't just mind their own motherfucking business. White folk. Always got to act like they try to help somebody. And with one of us, just let them help us. So before they call the police, right? Which they end up calling the police anyway. They're like, you driving on the freeway. Aren't you scared? No, motherfucker. I'm more scared of the debris on the shoulder than I am the motherfucking traffic. You know what I mean? Well, it's real shit. I'm not scared of the fucking traffic. Allah got me. I am fearless on the road. It's the fucking debris, the fiberglass, the fucking bumpers, all the metal shit on the shoulder of the fucking highway. That's what I was fucking scared about. And so yeah, I let them follow me off. But the way it looked in the middle of the night, it looked like the motherfucking tease was chasing the handicapped person. And I was loving every moment of it. I was bumping E40 in my headphones. Just, you know what I mean? I had a little adventure that night, but I ended up getting home. No sweat. Anywho, right? But I saw this man. He was driving a little chair this summer, and the motherfuckers pulled him over and gave him a ticket. And I was like, fuck, man, this motherfucker thought he was me. He thought he could just be cool and drive and nothing was going to happen to him. And obviously he fucked up somewhere because I don't know where he went wrong, but he got a ticket. And I was like, man, I'm always saying you're going to have to pull in front of me because I see a cop, I don't stop. I really don't. Fuck you, chase me. You know what I mean? It's not even fun. It's not even past, but I'm like, fuck you, I'll make you work for it. Every time you arrest me, I'm making you work for it, right? It's just my personal role. So I was like, I gotta go redeem old boy. I just can't let that slide, right? Poor old man. He's trying to get to one place or the other. He's not like me, I got too much swag on the road. So I was driving through the east side, and then I was like happened to cruise right past. I saw another motherfucker in a little power chair speed off in the middle of the road. He can't drive in the middle of the road like, recklessly. I can do it because I seem to not give a fuck about the law. So, you know what I mean? I know the streets. The motherfuckers know me in the area, so they know better to fucking hit me, okay? We have an understanding, especially in my neighborhoods, right? So I'm like, I'm in the bike lane watching. I see a police officer roll right past this motherfucker and shake his head, look at me and shake his head. And it's not me who's fucking up. So I rode right up on him. He was going to Safeway on the east side. I rode right up on him. I said, look, cuz, if you don't know how to drive correctly in the middle of the street or on the shoulder, stay your motherfucking ass on the sidewalk. Because you're fucking it up. And you fucking it up, but they look at me. And I'm not fucking up. And we can have real problems being the law. So I don't want these problems. So you drive right, or me and you will have problems because the shit rolled downhill. All right. You know what I mean? Just like today, I was out and about cruising around. Man, I was outside. You see how peanut butter, honey, wheat, crispy Tim, my fucking shit is. I was only outside for like, maybe 45 minutes. I came back, I was like, whoa, it's 85 fucking degrees. I was having a great day. You know what I mean? Sun I was just sucking up the sun. Yeah, so I was having a good time. Fuck that, man. When they pull me over, when they do try to pull me over, when I had a car, because I never owned my own car, but I have had several charges for driving a car with fictitious tags and whatnot, right? And I don't care, Jesse. You gotta bogart me out the seat. You're gonna have to wrestle me out of my own goddamn chair, cuz. Anywho, God, man, he distracted me. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, they try to search me. They try to search me. And I'm like, man, fuck you. No, you're gonna have to work for this. Meaning, I will make you pick me up. I'll make you do the most. Because it's funny to me. You should just not fuck with me, period. You should just let me just do my own thing. If I'm not hurting nobody and I know how to drive, just let me do my own thing. He's going to be fine. He's just mad because he had because he don't want to undo his cart. And he's bringing things over. He likes to take his little wagon with him. So, and these motherfuckers be like, there's nobody on the motherfucking bus this time of night. And if they are, they're motherfucking immigrants or fucking off-brands. And he don't want to have to unload the cart, right? And then fold it up and hold all his shit just to go fucking less than 7 motherfucking minutes to my crib, right? He don't want to have to do that. And he shouldn't have to when there's nobody on there, right? But the motherfucking bus driver be sweating him and giving him a hard fucking time. And he's not in the mood. When he called, he wasn't in the mood. I was like, man, whatever. But I could dig it. Because if it was me, like when we go somewhere together and he's toting his little wagon full of things that he's acquired because we went on little missions or whatnot, I'll be making it like, oh, that's my shit. Right. I was like, no, that's my shit. They'd be like, fold up your cart. And I was like, you can't tell my helper to fold up my belongings. No. I'd be doing all kind of fuck shit on the bus, dude. They hate it. I'm like, who the fuck you talking to? No, I'm not going to do that. This is my groceries. And that's my helper. Yeah. No, well, they ain't going nowhere because if anything, they're going to get dropped off over here and sleep in the park or whatever. They're everywhere. So don't even worry about it. I saw the most today. They were all over me at the fucking little store right across the street. And I was like, shh. I just stood behind one of the brothers. His motherfucking brother was like, hey, cuz, come bring me this money real quick so I can pay for this grocery. I stood right there behind him. Chopped it up for a quick minute. These motherfuckers would follow me all through the store and shit, trying to talk to me. And I was like, man, what the fuck? Yeah. Then, let me tell you about these immigrants, because when I was growing up, me and my brother, my dad didn't want to give us an allowance, right? He's being cheap. He's telling us to go out and, do chores and shit outside, little errands or whatever. We can make our own money, right? My brother outside fucking working like a slave outside on everybody's porch, doing shoveling, raking, washing boats, cars, fucking everything you could possibly think of, right? To get a couple of dollars in our pockets so we can go to school with a little money and shit. And so I'm pulling into the apartments, minding my own business. Motherfuckers know better than to talk to me. Okay? I'm not friendly. All right? And I don't like little kids that smell like wheat. And I just don't. Right? Just don't fucking talk to me. Don't let little kids touch me. Especially when I seen them earlier. They chilling. First of all, when we was growing up, we were taught that you don't ask people for money. You know what I mean? I don't care how much you need it. Go find it. Figure it out. You know what I mean? You gotta get it how you live. Simply. You don't go and beg people for money, right? So I'm pulling in. Nobody ever fucking talks to me, right? So what happened? I'm pulling in. Motherfuckers, like three of them, like 3 little motherfuckers roll up on me. And they're like, man, like they chased me the fuck down. And I was like, pull my headphone over my ear. And I was like, what, cuz? Like, cuz I'm like, why the fuck are you following? Why are you chasing me down? I'm driving and minding my own business. Pulling in, trying to go to my apartment, right? And they're like, man, miss, man, do you have $2 we can have? I said, what the fuck? It's just like that. I was like, fuck no. They're Spanish little kids. I was like, no. I was about to say, do you see where we live? No, I was thinking to myself, motherfucker, you better get it how you live. First of all, where the fuck are your parents? What if I was some kind of motherfucker and be like, yeah, I got $2. Come in my apartment. I do some fuck shit to you and fucking take pictures and do whatever I want to for you. 20 minutes. Give you $2 whole and kick you the fuck out. And I abused you and did all kind of crazy shit. What if I was one of those type of people? You know what I mean? Who lets their kids do that? Like, I would never let my motherfucking kid do that. Like, shit, fuck that, man. You better go rake some leaves, shovel some fucking driveways, do some gardening, fucking help an old bitch with her groceries. I don't give a fuck what you do. You're just not going to stand there and beg everybody that fucking lives in the complex, cuz, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, and what kind of kid is that going to grow up to be? Like, you better get some work ethic like we did. Me and my brother outside doing fucking strenuous slave labor around the neighborhood. Real shit. You think motherfucking white people want to give us $10 for anything? $5? No, they're gonna work us. They worked us. These motherfucking driveways during the snow back then in the early 90s, motherfucking snow like fucking thigh deep, and they want their driveway shoveled. And it's just me and my baby brother outside shoveling snow, fucking doing two, 3 driveways plus our own motherfucking driveway. Then come back in and we only got like $10 that we got to split together. They're like, that's enough. That's enough money for you two. No, it isn't. No, the fuck it isn't. Hell no. Taking out trash. We washed the whole boat one summer. Just me and him. For fucking like, I think it was like maybe $20 in an ice cream cone. It was hot too that day. You know what I mean? It was fucked up shit. So I was like, this motherfucker asked me for $2 whole because these little Spanish kids. I was like, fuck no, get it how you live. That's what I was thinking in my head. Mm-hmm. Let's move on to the next subject. Yeah, dude, it was like that at my house, right? Then, like, I was over there at Jesse's like a week or so ago, and I was driving around, going past the Walmart, and I was crossing the street, and motherfuckers left the fucking median with their folk and came up and asked me for some bread. And I was like, hell no, cuz, get it how you, I was thinking to myself, get it how you live. Better go steal some shit. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Because, man, me and my little brother stealing, we fucking working, we stealing, we do the most. Why? Because Pops didn't want to give us no money. Really, he didn't want to give us nothing. He was like, no, you gotta earn it. Everybody else got $10 in their pocket to go to school and buy candy and fucking lunch and shit. Not us. You know what I mean? Or they're tan and buff. With bad attitudes. That's funny. All right. Moving along. All right. Now we're gonna go to Uncle Phil Scott. Let's see what he's talking about today. He said, brother says he would rather go to jail than apologize to the cop that disrespect him. Fuck it, I can dig it too. Shit, if I can get away with not, why the fuck you gotta?
Now you like what?
Double down.
Let's go ahead and roll that.
Judge told me the way I spoke to the officer, the reason that he's doing the things he's doing.
And what Ozark Municipal Judge Nicholas Bull did was order Burks to apologize to the officer who wrote that ticket, a written apology. And Burks says the judge backed him into a corner when he ordered him to jail for 10 days, unless he says, I'm sorry to the officer.
So I paid the whole fine, but the judge said you still gonna write a letter of apology, or either you'll be arrested within 30 days. You will be arrested or held in contempt of court.
Burks had no plans to apologize, believing that paying that nearly $200 fine is punishment enough. As for those contentious words between him and the Ozark officer, nothing about that deserves an apology.
After he gave me the ticket, he stood at the car. I said, hey, man, can you move? Can you get out of the way? Can I take my daughter to school? He got right there in front of the mirror and stood in front of the car, was like, go ahead and go. I said, how am I going to go if you standing right there, man? Move your out the way.
Burks admits that he did use an expletive when asking the officer to move, but profanity is not against the law.
You shouldn't do that to an officer that's give his life up every day to serve you. I said, that's his choice. He chose that job. I chose my job.
Now, that judge in this case is just trying to sun that brother. You know, that's what they like to do. They try to like to sun you a lot in the racism, white supremacy, because these people, without the power they have here, they're nothing. Because you put them equal to black men, and like in areas of competition, no matter what it is, we'll defeat them every single time. Now, that cop, as you heard that brother say, it started that. He sat up there and instigated.
Yeah.
And this is what a lot of them do in a lot of these areas to black people. And then they try to instigate things so they can try to justify taking your life. You understand? And this brother just told him, you know, hey, whether he liked what he said to him or not, we have a First Amendment in this country, and the First Amendment applies to Black Americans as well. It don't just apply to them, because what I have learned from a lot of them with time, when they say the First Amendment, they mean only them. They don't really mean black people. They mean they should have a First Amendment right to say whatever they want to say to you without no consequence. But if you say I got my First Amendment right, all of a sudden that's an issue and that's a problem. You understand?
You gave me the ticket.
So this brother say, you know what? Man, forget it. I'll go sit down. I'll do some jail time. It's whatever. Because my self-respect and dignity It's a lot more than anything else. I'm not apologizing to this racist.
Isn't it kind of?
That's exactly what it is. And that judge is racist too.
For another 10 days.
That's stupid and silly. And you know what he should do? Appeal that case. Appeal that case and say, look, I'm not apologizing to him for what?
Yep. Appeal
he
it.
He didn't put a hand on him. He didn't do nothing to him.
Yep.
He didn't put a hand on him or touch him or did anything.
Paperwork.
So no.
What they're gonna keep doing?
What?
You contempt
and appeal that case. And why don't the court make that judge apologize? That's who needs to apologize.
Yeah,
and it don't make no sense.
Dad, I want to.
That's all about an ego with these people.
Right.
That's all it is, just an ego. They don't like to see a black man standing up for himself. This is the crap black men got to go through, in this country. That's why when I hear other black men in other countries talking about you want to come to America, I'm like, you want to come to America to deal with that?
It's fucking
At least in your homeland, you didn't have that to deal with.
I'm here.
You seriously need to reconsider when you want to come over here. Anytime I hear y'all telling me I want to come to America, first thing I always ask them in other countries, why? Why do you want to come to America? Just stay in your homeland. Trust me, you got more opportunity right here than over there. Because trust me, you got enough problems over there. You do not want to deal with American problems.
No, it's not. You need to look at Jesse's face right now. He looks so hurt. Like, I want to run my shoe. Let me run my shoe. You look so sad right there. Fuck no. He looks so sad. He looks so sad, man. He was like, she won't get up the chair. I'm here now. I just want to run the show. No. I need tangibles. Don't laugh. It's serious. What's in it for me? Make it worth it. Right. Yeah, so I wouldn't apologize either, man. Dude could kick rocks and kiss my motherfucking natural, creamy, milky mulatto ass. Fucking that. Like, you better apologize to my whip for sitting his big white ass on my car. Real shit. And the judge, too, talking about 10 days. Apologize or you're going to jail. I mean, what's to say I didn't apologize? You didn't hear it. You want me to write a letter of apology? You got lost in the mail. Fuck you mean? Why don't you write a letter to your fucking mama? Write a letter to your fucking mama and tell her how much of a fuck you are. You know what I mean? Real shit. Could you imagine? They wouldn't do it. If we were the judge and it was them, we're like, look, we want you to write a letter of apology after you pay this $200 for you just, for me stopping you unnecessarily, holding you up for taking your kids to work and giving you some fuck shit, sitting on your car. I wouldn't move around, telling you I'm going to throw you in jail, make you pay a $200 fine, then have the judge over there fuck with you a little bit more, tell you got to go to contempt, or you're going to write this letter. You better write this letter. You think they're going to do it? No. Mm-mm. Matter of fact, they probably won't. They probably just, they can't really say we're being racist. They can't really say we're being racist. In fact, you might even be able to get them to pull the fucking card and call you all kind of, all kind of bad names, including the N-word with the hard R. That might even be more entertaining. You know what I mean? Think they'll apologize? They'll only apologize if it affects their job or it affects something and the higher up is like, this is a bad look, just say you're sorry. And then you're going to resign. That's how they always resign, They get caught doing fuck shit and then they have to apologize, the political PC apology. That doesn't mean dick. You know what I mean? Yeah, I wouldn't apologize. As a matter of fact, it's time to kiss my natural fucking milky mulatto ass. Keep it pushing. While they're at it, they can write a letter to their mama. Oh shit! Don't let it be me fucking in charge. You're gonna be put in a box of brown killers. Mouse there. What do with the mouse? Better find it before Jesse knocks me out of my little chair. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I dropped the mouse. I got a fucking we call it oh, there it is. A wireless mouse. Right. Back to the sunglasses. My eyes hurt, man. A busy day tomorrow. All right. Hey, I don't know. There's high yellow, then there's fair skin. You know what I mean? I'm in the fair skin, but right now I'm in my peanut butter or cinnamon toast crunch color. So I don't know what that's about. I was outside only for 45 minutes. Florida deputy fired after unaliving airman at home. This is some Lisa Cabrera. Shout out to Lisa Cabrera for her content. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. She's been rather entertaining lately. We learned about her through Professor Black Truth. Yeah, I did natural today. Natural there. Twist. Yeah. Fair skin.
You know, one thing you should never accept is when any deputy, sheriff, police officer gunned down one of our own unjustly, and this joke of a system come and tell you, oh, well, we fired the officer that did it. Never accept that. Never, ever, ever accept that. That was a fatal act, and it was uncalled for.
I don't know what.
So no, anything less than this deputy being jailed is not good enough, and they wouldn't accept it either. If it gunned down one of them folks, and they said, okay, well, we fired that person, it wouldn't be good enough, and they know damn well it wouldn't be. This should never, ever, ever be good enough.
First of all,
so the story I have been following since it happened, and there is no firing that's going to be good enough for the crime that was committed by the deputy. So a Florida Panhandle sheriff on Friday fired a deputy who fatally shot an airman at his home while holding a handgun pointed to the ground, saying the deputy's life was never in danger and he should not have fired his weapon. Isn't that always the case? These folks be claiming they're in danger when it is very obvious when you look at the video, they were never in danger in the first place. But they think it's the easy thing to get away with when it's one of us getting gunned down. Okay, so the Okaloosa County Sheriff Eric Aiden fired Deputy Eddie Duran, who fatally shot the senior airman Roger Forsett. And this happened on May 3rd after responding to a domestic violence call and being directed to Forsett's apartment. You know, see, this is what happens when your cop shows up on the scene and don't care about doing a real job. They don't care about that.
There's one right here. You gotta put it together.
They care about how many of us they can kill.
Mm-hmm.
So Duran shot Forsett 23 multiple times 2 seconds after he opened the door. Forsett was holding a legally owned gun in his right hand. Body camera video shows it was pointed directly at the ground. Forsett was black. Duran himself was Hispanic on his voter registration. Like that really matters. It doesn't.
Could have been really mean.
A sheriff internal affairs investigation released Friday concluded that Mr. Forsett did not make any hostile attacking movements, and therefore the former deputy use of force, deadly force on top of that, was not objectively reasonable. Outside of law enforcement, experts have also said that the officer cannot shoot only because a possible suspect is holding a gun if there is no threat. You know, they act like the gun laws in this country don't apply to us. That's how they act. It seems like every time one of us got a gun, they got a gun! They got a gun! Well, what, they can't have a gun even if it's legal? Y'all don't react to nobody else like that in this country but us. And that just proves the racism that's behind it. So anyway.
Jesse be conjuring you up, man.
This tragic incident should have never occurred, Aiden said in a statement. The objective facts do not support the use of deadly force as an appropriate response to Mr. Forsett's action. Mr. Forsett did not commit any crime. By all accounts, he was an exceptional airman and individual, which they don't care. We know they don't care. Now, here's the problem. They did not file any criminal charges on this deputy when they really should have.
Yeah, they definitely need to file.
Now, it's one thing if you fire them and you throw charges on them, but just firing them, that should not satisfy anybody.
Yeah, Sheila Jackson Lee got pancreatic cancer.
No criminal charges have been filed, but a Florida Department of Law Enforcement investigation is ongoing. Duran did not return a voicemail left at a number listed to him. Email and phone messages seek comment from his attorney, John Whitaker, were not immediately returned. According to the Internal Affair report, Duran told investigators that Forsett opened the door. He saw aggression. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. See, y'all gotta lie on us. You gotta lie on us in order to get away with crimes. Not only the police, but these civilians, them folks that are civilians and gun our people down. You know, like I said, you gotta look at it this way. Many of them want to have a weapon to be vigilantes. They're not protecting themselves. They're not protecting no family. They're trying to be out here and get away with being a vigilante. Just like when they tell you they're out here protecting property. No, you're out there because you're trying to be a vigilante.
Right, just like
That's
that.
the real reason why you're out there like that.
Don't encourage him, Matt.
And I also notice, even if the illegals stage a march, y'all don't go out like that on them. You exclusively do it to Black people only. If they marched in the streets right now after they crossed the border, you wouldn't be out there with no gun and talking about some property. And these folks are all in stores, shoplifting, stealing, and doing all kinds of crime. And you still don't go out there with no weapon talking about you protecting property. And we know who that's for when you say it. It's only for one group of people. It's not for anyone else.
It's a dog.
Fooling no damn body. So Duran did not return a voicemail left at his number listed. So, ladies and gentlemen, he said he fired because I'm standing there thinking I'm about to get shot. I'm about to die. It is him or me at this point. I need to act as opposite to react. He told investigators. He's full of crap. Y'all tell this same tired ass story all the time. You tell this same tired ass story even when it's an unarmed Black man. We done heard this song and dance so many times it's not even funny. Y'all don't even come up with nothing new to say. You be saying the same BS you've been saying for hundreds of years. So anyway, yeah, but you got originality, right? Attorney Ben Crump, who is representing Forsett's family, said in a statement that Duran's firing is a step forward, but it's not full justice for Roger's family. And the actions of the deputy were not just negligent, it was criminal. Exactly. That's why he should have been charged. Sabu Williams, president of the Okaloosa County NAACP, applauded Aiden's action. I don't. As long as this dude is not charged and jailed, I applaud nothing.
Right.
We appreciate the internal investigation has shown and what the sheriff has done at this point, Williams told the Associated Press. We do not think this is the end of it, obviously. He said the NAACP has a good relationship with the Republican sheriff. Some of us have wanted things to happen a lot quicker, but I know due to due diligence has to take place. No, you know, when Tyree Nichols was killed and the officers were black, they blew, you notice how they moved at lightning speed to get everybody charged. But whenever it's a non-black officer, they drag their feet and act like they got to do this long, drawn-out investigation, and they can't do this and can't do that. It's an ongoing investigation, and we know you're just trying to buy that person time. I mean, get out of here with that BS.
That's it.
So, y'all, this is where it is now. You know. And see, it's hard to wiggle out of this one because Forsett did not have any criminal record. He lived alone. He had no guests at his apartment that afternoon. He was on a video call with his girlfriend. He told investigators they had not been arguing.
All the viewers,
she said Forsett was playing a video game.
Get out the chair.
So, you know, you can't pin him. Well, he cussed his teacher out when he was 5 years old, so you can't pull all that with this incident. But y'all, you're gonna have to tell me what you think. What a disgrace. The family, y'all need to keep pursuing this until Duran is put behind bars.
It is,
but please let me know, y'all, what you think about this video.
Yes, what you guys think, Jesse?
I only got half of it, but that's some bullshit.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
this right here is an.
Okay, it totally is some bullshit, and what it is, once again, you know, it's still a bounty on black men being killed by the police. You see what I mean? And as we discussed, Brother Che, you know, a few years ago, you know, the FBI is saying, you know, that these white supremacist groups are rising in numbers, but they're not doing a damn thing about it. They're not telling you what they're doing to suppress them. Why? Because all of them are in cahoots with each other. Yeah, exactly. You say,
What are you eating?
What am I eating? No, I'm sitting here smoking me a cigar.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just got fired. So he just gonna get transferred to another department.
Yeah, that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, too, and then they're going to give them a clandestine promotion is because, once again, is that we try to explain to such individuals is that these bastards are policy enforcers. Okay. Okay. They enforce policy, rather clandestine or
policy is white supremacy.
Yeah, exactly. That's their policy. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. And then on top of it as well, too, you know, then you get these damn black ass politicians that constantly sell us down the toilet. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I'm on the couch, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it no more. I could not waste money.
Hold on, Shabaka, we got a guest.
Who y'all sending the links out to?
Welcome, brother. Do we know you?
Yeah, I believe he's a friend of mine on Facebook. I believe that's Brother Jermaine.
Oh, that's the brother out of Sweetport.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, pop back in, Brother Jermaine.
Yeah.
Is that brother from Sweetport?
Yeah. Because what this brother is doing, he's doing a lot of research, man, on some apartment being sold, and they're dilapidated, and they got some bullshit going on down there about why they can't find a legitimate owner on it. So hopefully Brother Jermaine, you know, can give us some insight on that. You know what I mean? And then also too,
city council hell out there. I was like, oh
yeah. And then also too, this water crisis that they got going on down there in Atlanta, Georgia. You see what I mean?
Jesse, I heard the beep. Welcome, Brother Jermaine, to Frontline Black News. Welcome.
Okay, is he in there?
Not on us, it's on him. Brother Jermaine, You can turn your camera on, and is your audio working?
Okay. Because I did send a link out, to a few people to join us.
Jesus. It's all up on me, man. Yes, we can hear you, brother. You might want to speak up a little louder so that everyone and their mother can hear you. But yeah, we can hear you, brother. How you doing? Grand evening. Can't hear you, brother. It sounds very whisper like.
It's late out here. I'm in Louisiana. We're Central Time, so it's late.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's all right, brother. We understand. How's it going down there in Shreveport? You're in Shreveport?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and this brother's been doing a great deal of research, on about these apartments that keep raising the rents up on the people or locking the people in the apartments. You see what I'm saying? There's definitely some type of weird shit going on down there in Shreveport with this apartment situation.
Yes. Go ahead, Shabak, I'm listening.
And then also too,
so I can hear it. So I can hear them.
They've already closed down 2 apartment complexes with water problem. They're claiming that these property owners aren't paying the water bill for some of these properties.
Brother Jermaine, real quick, I'm sorry to bother you about this, but are you like in a place where you can't talk or someone's sleeping or something? Like, is there any way you could turn your audio up a little bit? Because I heard something about the water main and.
Oh no, that's a fan in the background.
Yeah, just so that if you get close up on your mic so that we can hear you, because people in the chat can't hear you as well either, brother.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Barely.
Yeah, I'm hearing you a little bit louder. Yeah.
My sister from Lake Charles, I used to her being really loud. Yeah.
But go ahead, and then keep in mind, they're playing games with these algorithms on us, Brother Jermaine. You know what I'm saying? It's because we get suppressed a lot, we get shadow banned, and what have you. You see.
You have a headset, Brother Jermaine? Yeah, anything.
Okay, all right. He's staying here.
Get up on it, just a little bit, so that we can so that the chat can hear you, but so that we can hear you, so we can participate in what you're talking about.
Well, he's stating here in the chat room is that multiple apartments. Oh, yes, sir. Much better.
There you go.
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yes, but you got some interference in the back.
But like I was saying, we have multiple complexes that are shutting down here in the city of Shreveport, Louisiana. This is heartbreaking because they're blaming it on the property owners, which it falls back to the city of Shreveport. So we're asking for nationwide attention on these travesties and injustices against us as the people. They've already shut down 3 apartment complexes. Over 200 families are now displaced.
Man.
They're located in, we're not buying that crap. I mean, and now they have nowhere to go tonight because they closed them down and shut off all the utilities. So these are crimes against the people. Attention on this. Share this news. Again, definitely national news is needed, and also we want to hold these officials in a playing game. This is nothing but a game playing. They're doing, and now we're hearing several more may be in jeopardy. So you're taking away all the low-income for families, veterans, disabled, the elderly, and now they're messing with the children, single mothers. This is not acceptable, unacceptable. And you would have thought. Go ahead.
Brother, do you have is there like a article or anything that we could read on, just so that we have a little bit of context? Because we're just hearing it from you. This from on the Frontline Black News side. We're just barely hearing it from you right now, so that we can put up on the screen so that the chat and all the people that are watching can actually see what you're talking about. Just there's an article, anything. Breaking up, brother.
Yeah, he's breaking up really bad. It might be his connection.
Yeah, could be the weather.
Yes, Okay, it's because from what I understand, you know, we're having some weather systems down there, you know, off of the Gulf of Mexico. You know,
Yeah.
okay, the gentleman says here in the chat room, bad weather tonight. Okay, and I do
Yeah,
know they have a lot of electrical storms down there. Yeah,
psychic.
so so that they're okay. Yeah, he says rain and storms in Shreveport, Louisiana. Yeah. Okay,
Brother,
so
an article or anything that points in the right direction that we can show the people what you're talking about.
okay, and he's stating that his signal is bad.
I checked
Okay.
it. I was reading the private chat. I don't have to check it. You don't get to run the show today, buddy. Chewbacca's reading it. Just sit back and chill.
Okay, he just saying is how do I do it?
Just
Okay.
put like a link into the private chat now. The Shreveport, yep.
Okay, all right. Okay, the brother stating that the city of Shreveport, Louisiana, is closing down multiple apartment complexes, and I've been kind of monitoring what he's been saying, and they are targeting, you know, elderly black folks, and it is a horrible situation. Okay, that. Okay, the water crisis that you got down there in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, out there in the West, you know what I'm saying? They got fires out there again. And yes, they are targeting low income housing families. And then be advised, though, too, people off the West Coast, is that there is California's on fire again near Tracy, California. And he is right. These are crimes against the people. You're saying now this is what pisses me off about these goddamn sorry ass politicians is because they're not addressing this shit, okay? Because they more busy, more concerned about out there glorifying themselves, patting themselves on the back, wants us to go out there and vote for these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And I'm on the fucking couch, and I hate to be so blunt about it. I can't do it no more, people. I cannot do it no more. You see what I'm saying? Now, the dump, as in human shit, I did, okay, they're not. Louisiana is very corrupt politicians. Oh, yes, sir. And then, okay, and then, and then, and then,
Like I
and
said,
then
I
the
got
brother,
from Lake Charles, so I'm already knowing. I remember when Lake Charles was the crime capital of the world, so that's what I remember. And she's just big, so I'm thoroughly up on the politics of what's going on out there. It's never been a good thing, you know, especially right now with what's going on in was it Baton Rouge? I think it's Baton Rouge. No, Baton Rouge, Shreveport.
no, he's speaking of
No,
Shreveport, lady.
with the separation.
That was from Mississippi.
No, it wasn't. It was in Louisiana, where they did like a home rule thing.
That was in Mississippi.
No, it wasn't. Brother, the thing with I think it was Shreveport or Baton Rouge where they separated, and the whites wanted to go this way and basically cut off the money from the black people. They wanted to have their own little home rule. Is Baton Rouge, right? Or Baton Rouge or Shreveport? I can't remember. It was just like last week or 2 weeks ago.
No, he's speaking of Shreveport, Lady Che.
Yeah, I know, but I was talking about something else that happened in the media over there. Over
okay.
there. That's what I was speaking on.
Okay. All right. The brother's stating here that blaming the property owners' negligence, renters and families have suffered under rats and mice and black mold in units. Oh, shit. Okay. Now, yeah. And that there is harmful, you know, particularly to the babies. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so now all these corrupt ass politicians, you see what I'm saying? The owners of this property right here, these sons of bitches deserve, hell yeah, mold will kill you. And they deserve to go right straight to fucking jail. The goddamn legal authorities right now should be serving warrants for these motherfuckers' arrest. You see what I'm saying? Tonight. But you got all this politicking down.
Set off MS and black folk, brother.
Okay, and then brother Jermaine states that they're calling for the recall of the mayor of Shreveport, Louisiana. I agree because the mayor is the chief executive at the municipal level, and this is his responsibility to deploy some resources out there, even if he has to open up the mayor's mansions right there to get the people.
Isn't it a lady? It's a lady, right? Mayor or something like that.
Yeah, and he says they want to arrest. Yeah, I forgot who the mayor of of okay, he says Tom Arsenault, if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Tom Arsenault, okay. And what it is, okay, he's a white man, okay, so which means is he's in cahoots with it. Okay. Now,
Just raise some white
yeah,
supremacy.
and he's a repub, a damn Republican, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
They do this so they can gentrify that area. Like, what was the cause of this? What was the start of this? I don't know, Jesse, man. I'm trying to have a conversation. No, I didn't ask. I asked you to look up this particular thing that he's talking about. Yeah. If you wanted to be assisted, if you wanted help, that's what I was asking you about. But I pretty much know what.
And the brother is stating that this is horrible and a disgrace. They're blaming unpaid water bills against the property's owners. Okay, see that's a lawsuit. Okay, a big one. And then on top of it, the damn landlord, his ass deserves to be right straight in fucking jail. And he's right. This is bullshit. It's because now they're playing with people's lives. You see what I'm saying? The same goddamn thing. Okay, they're blaming unpaid water bills against the property's owners. Okay, so which means is that property needs to be seized by the city or the state, depending on their administrative code down there to get the water in there, because see, now this is a human rights violation.
Well, can I ask this question? Can I ask like a couple of questions real fast? Is this because the owners of the apartment, they shut the water off because they didn't want to pay the bill, and they just want the people over there to not on the water and suffer, and the people got upset? Is that's the start of it? They just try to run some like a slumlord type apartments and run them folk out so they can tear the building down and gentrify it? Or what's the main, like, what's the purpose instead of just kicking folk out? Like, are they trying to do something with that property and people won't leave? Like, what's the, how did it start? When did it start?
Okay, he's stating here unlawful evictions, and then that they are slumlords. Okay, and what they need to do, I don't know how to do. Okay, he says this shit has been going on for 3 years.
So the people ain't had no water in like 3 years. See, man,
Yeah, so in other words, okay, they're living in mold. Okay, so which means it's rat infested. Plus that there with Louisiana being, you know, a humid climate. All with that humidity is nothing but an incubator for bacteria. See, that's what that is. See, that's an incubator for bacteria. You see what I'm saying? And out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, yeah, and we're at okay, we lost somebody right here. Did we lose?
We didn't lose nobody. We didn't lose nobody. Hold on, Shabaka, I'm just pulling something up so I get people a little context.
Okay, no.
I'm just pulling this up for what we're talking about right now. Is this what we're talking about, Jermaine?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna press the video so we can see a little bit, and I'll read the rest of the article. Okay. I got the.
Michael Carter personally knows the pain of discrimination
and the power of a good education.
I'm about to skip, man.
That's what drives Carter's service.
Attention Shreveport residents, this April, your water bills will officially be increasing 10%. KSLA has been giving you the first alert since the water rate increase was proposed. And KSLA News 12's Jasmine Franklin met up with city leaders and breaks down what this increase means for residents once it goes into effect.
The administration started off at a 20% increase. They was able to dig a little deeper and get that rate down to 10%.
Starting in April, Shreveport residents' water bill rates will be raising 10%.
I think it's not the right time to be doing this because everything now is so expensive. And so any added expenses is just a burden on everyone in the city.
The city's water department hosted meetings over the last few weeks, explaining the water bill raise to residents.
And so we're technically out of compliance with our bonds. So this will put us back in compliance.
For many residents, the 10% increase would mean an extra $5 or $10 each month.
This was not a decision that was made lightly. We postponed the decision for as long as we could. On yesterday's meeting, we ran out of.
Brother Jermaine, this is what you're talking about? This is the start of it, or?
Okay, he's stating here, he says no.
No.
He states here it's
Right here, Jesse.
bullshit, it's owner's fault, and city negligence, illegal and corrupt. They're pocketing the money. All right, and he states that multiple renters still can't go nowhere, so we believe the families are still trapped in these apartments.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm gonna try one more, Brother Jermaine, real quick. Guys, see if Jesse trying to he gonna send me one more link, and we'll see if he got the right one. Because I was like, no, it don't sound right in regards to what you're talking about. So as soon as he sent it here, let me know when you sent it, Jesse.
Okay, he says go to the Jolie Apartments, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Jolie or
like
Jolie.
Jolie.
Or yeah, apartment Shreveport, Louisiana. Okay, and it's the Jolie Apartments. Okay, so now with capitalism being the main thing that runs the United States economy, which is nothing more than greed, and this is why I say fuck a son of a bitch by the name of Ronald Reagan and Smithsonian economics, the invisible hand theory, the leaky bucket shit. You know, it's bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Is what it is. See, people's lives are on the fucking line right here, and these motherfuckers is up here playing politics with people's lives, which is a human rights violation.
One more. Let's try one more. I don't know if this one's it either, Jesse, but we'll try one
100 plus families are displaced. Mm-hmm.
This one?
Yeah.
Brother Jermaine, this one? All right, we'll try it. We'll try it, brother. And I gotta let Jesse look for a couple of them, or whatever. But either way, we'll see. This will kind of sound more to it.
The city of Shreveport Friday made good on its promise to shut off the water at 3 ramshackle apartment complexes with overdue bills, and despite everything done to rehouse their tenant.
This one?
Yes.
All right.
Those properties weren't entirely empty when utility workers arrived. Just a quick word from our sponsor.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com. Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, Mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
The city weeks ago announced the Jolie, Pines, and Villa Norte apartments all would lose water, electricity, and gas on the last day of May over non-payment of hefty bills. For the city, the move was the latest play in a contest with recalcitrant landlords over quality of life issues at those apartments, even more than it was about the money owed. For tenants, those who found new accommodations and those who could only watch from their doorways as the city caused their taps to run dry, there's only the question, what now? By 8 a.m. Friday, the Shreveport Water and Sewerage Department and SWEPCO were outside the Jolie apartments off Shreveport-Barksdale Highway working to turn off their respective utilities. They weren't alone. A heavy police escort arrived with them. We're here because of a tragic set of events that were set in motion by a bunch of people who were irresponsible and didn't take care of their properties, said Shreveport Chief Administrative Officer Tom Dark. Utility workers, city officials, and police moved from complex to complex Friday morning in a parade of disconnections. There initially was a delay in turning the water off at the Jolie apartments, and by 5 p.m. city workers were still trying to do the same at the Villa Norte apartments. In a news release, the city said those complexes didn't have fire lines independent of the meters serving the property, so they couldn't be cut off for safety reasons. The city said the water would be off at Villa Norte apartments by Saturday. The news release said SWEPCO and Centerpoint did not disconnect some individually metered accounts, but any connected to master meters or in the name of the apartment owners were turned off. The 3 complexes use master water meters, meaning tenants paid utility costs to the apartments whose responsibility it was to pay the utility bills. The apartments owe hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the tenants now are paying the price. Unfortunately, it affects a lot of people who, through no fault of their own, are being displaced, Dark said. We hate to do it, but the owners have walked away, and we need to shut it off so we can start the process of getting this out of the public's problem. Everyone says the Jolie apartments previously were nice. Friday, it was a dump. It was hard to say which messes were from the nearly month-long exodus from the property ahead of the disconnections and which were the kinds of long-standing refuse symptomatic of neglect city leaders have demanded the owners correct. But the property was littered with trash, many of its units' windows broken and structures vandalized. And had there not on Friday morning still been a string of people finally leaving the complex with their belongings in cars and carts, the place would have called to mind a ghost town. When asked, they declined to share their names. But all said much the same, they didn't know exactly where they were going next. It's a disheartening day to have to cut off the utilities for these residents. I want to let the individuals who still reside here know that we're still actively assisting with resources, said Councilwoman Tabitha Taylor. It doesn't end here for us. Resources, from a list of available apartments to rent and moving expenses, were available to tenants at all three complexes through community partners and government funds. Providence House Executive Director Vernie Howard last week said that nearly 90 households had sought help relocating since the disconnection plans were announced earlier in the month. Howard said she expected most tenants who asked for help would be moved out before Friday, but suspected some people still would fall through the cracks. You could inevitably end up having families waiting until the 11th hour. We hope not. Most people are so ready to get out of there, but it's not unforeseeable that we could have a handful of families, I would say less than 10 across the three complexes, on the day of that have simply not followed up. We're following up with them, but if they've never reached out to us or they never followed up with their application, that's the part that gives us pause, Howard said last week. It was not clear if the Friday morning exodus from the Jolie apartments were all rent-paying tenants, the squatters, or a combination of both. It was only a few people, but none appeared happy or hopeful. And the scene was made more intense by a large police presence. We've had several incidents here in the past week, so we want to ensure that any people who are in the buildings, we're able to provide them any support we can and just really deter any type of violence or misunderstanding that could happen. We understand this is a very tense time for those who live in these apartments or have lived in these apartments. We just want to ensure that everyone is able to make this transition peacefully, said police spokesman Corporal Chris Bordelon. The city is not evicting residents from the apartment.
Hold on, wait, real quick. I have a thought. You remember I was telling you about this apartment? I was supposed to come with the utilities, right? And they never did, because if they did, like when I used to say they could kick out anybody with a voucher, it didn't matter, right? They really wanted to. That goes for the same with the utilities, right? But instead, they make you you don't got no job. They make you get the utilities in your name, and then that shit hike up like mine does all the time, right? Because I ain't got no job, right? I'm on the voucher, so that's how they do it. So it's always some fuck way to fuck with you. So you either have to pay these extraneous utility bills for shit that don't work, like me not having no heater for fucking 4 years, right? No air coming back this way, right? Or them shutting off the utilities because I live in like a slummy like apartment complex. So it can happen anywhere, and it's happening right there. Except then people waited till they couldn't, because they kept trusting them by giving them their money, because it goes with their rent, which is probably like 30% of their AMI or whatever they have to pay. It's probably low income, right? Subsidized housing, stuff like that, right? Brother Jermaine, right? So that is supposed to be included with their rent, so they're paying it with the rent, and the motherfuckers just pocketing the money, double dipping, whatever, and let that shit build up to like thousands of dollars. They said, fuck it, we don't want to pay it. So since we don't want to pay it, they'll try to collect it somehow, and they end up shutting it all off, like manually shut it off, where you can't turn it back on when they leave. So that's why they trash the apartments, and that's why they're like, you can't be in a place where you ain't got no water at all or electricity. You could, but only if you're just squatting there. But these people actually live there. You know what I mean? I can dig it.
Yeah, see, okay, and this is the same bullshit that's going on down there in Atlanta with the water crisis down there as well too. You see, this shit is systemic. Okay, they're targeting, the black community, with this bullshit. You see, and then, like I said, what you were saying, Lady Chair, about Agenda 2025, and what they're going to start doing is they're going to start gathering our people first. They're going to be putting them on these buses. They're going to be taking them right out there to fucking Death Valley and turn off the goddamn water. And this time of year, Death Valley is going to get up to 130, 127. You know what I mean? And I've been out here in this 120 degree plus heat.
Sorry.
And
we couldn't hear you. You were saying something. I heard you barely. What'd you say, brother? Okay. Yeah, no, with that Project 2025, it's really in depth. Like, it's not just that. It's a lot of different things. It's heavy. It's 900 fucking pages of just utter madness. I mean, well, we would think it's madness because if you thought you had liberties or freedoms in any of whatever that means, you know what I mean? They don't really apply to us, but whatever that means, you really don't. If they really implement the rest, the 36% of the of the shit that they already admit, he had already implemented. But to know that Trump already implemented 64% of that fucking crazy shit, I'm like, damn, we really missed it. Like, we're so distracted by all this other fuck shit that we missed all that other heavy, serious shit that they were doing. When did he? What was he doing? When did he do it? Like, he's trying to turn everything around. You know what I mean? Like, everything. Like, just turn it all over. That 900 pages is like a manifesto of fucking madness and a real thing. You know, what bothers black folk don't want to read this shit. Don't want to get serious about it. I don't know about anybody else, but this says nothing about empowerment, liberty, freedom, any of that shit. Just saying. Fuck all that.
What it is, though, Lady Che, it's the human rights violation is what it is. And then as I related to Brother Jermaine, it's very interesting of how when we speak of serious issues like this and human rights violations, definitely they start fucking with the algorithms. You see what I mean? And this is why I say fuck Silicon Valley in its ass with this bullshit. Now, if you were sitting up here talking about a dude shoving ketchup up his ass, you see what I'm saying? Talking about he's menstruating, then, you're free on the airwaves all along. But as soon as you start talking about some real serious shit
the actual comments
and human rights violations, then they start fucking with our algorithm. These motherfuckers are not fooling me with this bullshit.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to add to this, Brother Jermaine, so we can get back onto our regular scheduled topics? Because we good to have you on. We just kind of like interrupted our stuff because we didn't really know what was going on. So, anything more you would like to add to it? So we'll come back to it. Maybe have you come on. You can stay on, obviously, but maybe have you come on and actually be able to talk about the situation.
Okay, it appears that he's trying to come on right here, but once again, they fucking with our algorithm.
I think it's just it's okay. We understand it's the weather. Brother Jermaine, to see if you would like, you could stay in the program, and just let us know when your audio is really good. We can hear you. Then we'll come back to the topic. But we're gonna go. I gotta move the program along. Just to our next topic.
And then also too, Lady Che, I invited him to come on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? And share is what he's asking. Oh, most definitely, Brother Jermaine. We're gonna share this, and we're gonna discuss
actually
this.
Put that in the comments. You don't have to put it in the private chat. You just put it in the comments. That way, it'll come up and everybody can see it. So you don't have to put it in the private chat because you're back here. You can just put it in the comment section, which is just right the next thing over. And then everyone can see it, and then you won't have any problems.
Okay. And as he stated, we need national news on this. And yes, that is a fact. Okay, yes, so what's our next topic, Lady Che?
I'll get to it right now. I think that it does need national discussion because it's happening everywhere. And they don't get, anytime the people are getting fucked, they don't want to report it. They don't want to talk about it. And they want to just slide it under the rug and promote whatever else they're doing, whatever other distraction or where they're sending money to or whatever. They never want to address the main problem, which is slumlords, not being able to have a living, working wage, an apartment that's adequate. People are suffering. They just will do anything to avoid talking about the plight of Black people. You see what I'm saying? Anything they can do to avoid that shit. And so, by any means necessary, we have to bring it to the forefront because we can't let it go on anymore. We can't let it go on anymore. So, the next topic, Shabakason, thank you for asking. Let me pull it up real quick. I have it already lined up. I was running a show because Jesse was running late, so and then I told him he couldn't bogart me out the seat because normally he just bullied me out of my chair. And I was gonna let him do it today. I was gonna let him do it, and the camera was on, so he couldn't just like wrestle me out of it. Let me see, run the show, but I never get to run the show, so I took advantage of it. And I'm like making him sit in the back. He doesn't like it. He hates it. But I was like, man, you guys never see me. Be thankful to see me once in a while. All right, here we go. Let's see. This is part of Jesse's Q. It's oh boy, this is here in our state in Colorado. His name is Kevin what? I want to say boy. Kevin, what is how you say this name? That's boy, whatever. I can't say it. It's some Asian shit. Faces up to 60 years in prison for a deadly arson fire. Hold on one second. I dropped the mouse again. Trying to talk to Jesse in the back. He's ignoring me. Kind of sad. All right. Let's see. This happened here. I believe it happened in Green Valley Ranch a year or two ago.
Update for 2020 when it happened, and it was a tragedy when it did happen. And when I did speak,
I believe, right? Jesse, are you gonna pay attention to your show, or are you just gonna go to sleep? All right, never mind. I believe this happened here, Shabaga. Jesse's falling asleep on me as usual. So with a little young, there's like two Asian kids. Oh my God, what is that echoing? Brother Jermaine, turn off your YouTube and just let the StreamYard run. That way there's no echoing. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so it happened here. We're in Denver, so it happened in like Green Valley Ranch. Put you on mute real quick so I can hear better. Yeah, the echo is on your side, Brother Jermaine. So when you turn off the YouTube, wherever you got the StreamYard, and just leave it like you're in the back, like how you're looking at us, where we're all in the back, just leave that on. That way there's no echo. Let me see if there's echo now. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, we're good. Yeah, just connect your audio device. I got you when you come back in. It happened. I think it happened about a year ago. Cause the Asian dude set fire to a Somali house, and there's a whole family in there, and so now he's going to trial, I think. Which I was kind of wondering when the shit was going to happen because he did it, and I think it took him a little bit to find him.
Speak about it coming out of Colorado, where you had this family who's pictured right there in the top right corner, who ended up losing their lives in a fire. As you can see, the result of that is in the picture below them at the hands of 3 individuals. I believe 2 of them were PC and 1 of them was Asian. As you can see right here, the one who was Asian is on the screen, and his name is Kevin Bowie. Now, when he committed this crime, he was only a teenager. Okay, because he's 20 now, so he was a teenager when this happened 4 years ago. He was 16.
Yeah, they were running around.
I don't give a good goddamn.
And it just came out that he has been sentenced, or he faces up.
They were running around at night, I guess, in Green Valley Ranch over by the airport, in the newer part of Montbello, and they set this house on fire, and everybody was asleep in the house. The whole family was asleep in the house. I think there was like 7 people in that house, and the whole house caught on fire. And they took off. They left. It took them a couple days to find these fools. And when they found them, they've been in jail since. But I was like, when the fuck are they going to jail? Like, or when are they gonna get sentenced because they killed them people for no damn reason?
No, it was
to
definitely a
60 years in prison. I don't
case.
think he's been sentenced to anything yet, but it's just saying that that's the maximum that he can receive. Now, I always tell people to really pay attention to the verbiage that they use when they say there's a difference between saying up to and actually what you're going to receive.
Right.
So I don't know what's the minimum that he can receive, but we know what the maximum is. Honestly, for committing the act in which he did, along with his accomplices, he should get life in prison because I don't think the state of Colorado honors the death penalty. So he should consider himself lucky in that regard.
Then throw that motherfucker in a
when I hear
goddamn
up
federal
to,
prison
I get
system,
worried
and he
because
get the
that could
death
mean a
penalty
multitude
right
of
there.
things, and he could probably get a lesser sentence, which he definitely does not deserve. Now, the story goes, for those of you who are unaware, is that he was plotting a revenge to get back a stolen iPhone, and the plot was to go to the house because they use a tracking device. For those who have an iPhone, you know you can have the tracker on it, it'll tell you where your phone is at. And the plan was to go and burn down the house. The fire was always going to happen, to burn down the house of the person or the home where they located the phone, retrieve the phone, and then burn the house down.
Right.
Well, they ended up going to the wrong house, and I'm trying to say to myself, there's no way they could have went to the wrong house if you have a tracking device, because it'll tell you where it's at. The phone, to my knowledge, wasn't even there. So that's why I truly believe that this was a targeted attack. And then when I go over the charges, you'll see exactly why. Because look, this was a Senegalese family, a black family, a Senegalese family. 5 of them. Yeah, 5 members right there, and all 5 of them unfortunately passed. And then it was 3 other people, I don't know if they were living there or not, that ended up sustaining broken bones because they jumped out of the window to save themselves, to save their lives. And they ended up breaking some bones and facing some serious injuries behind what happened. But unfortunately, this family right here of 5 did not make it out. They ended up burning in the fire, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was like a couple of kids, and
now there was some other people again that was involved. Like I told you, it was 2 other guys. As a matter of fact, if you look at the picture right here where my cursor is hovered at, you see 3 people. You see one here, and there's another one behind them, and they all got masks on.
Yeah.
And the reason why their masks look like that is because the surveillance was black and white, so it showed up. You know, of course, when it looks like that, it's going to show the darkest thing. I mean, the lightest thing to be dark and the darkest thing to be light. So that's why it played out the way that it did. The article states that surveillance video had captured Bowie and his 2 friends wearing full face masks and dark hoodies when they set fire to the home. They said the police fingered the trio as suspects after obtaining a search warrant to get Google to hand over IP address that had searched the home's address within 15 days of the fire.
Jesse.
It took them 5 months. Let me say that again. It took them 5 months to arrest the 3 individuals involved.
Yeah, it took them a minute. I knew
they said they were arrested 5 months later, after the fact. One of the guys, whose name is Dylan, who was 14 at the time, they said he was sentenced last year to 3 years in a juvenile detention center and 7 years in a state prison program for young inmates after he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder.
Jesus.
They said another one, Gavin Seymour, was sentenced to 40 years in prison in March. And I think I actually talked about him. I think I had talked about him. Now, look, like I said, look at the verbiage. His says was sentenced to 40 years. It didn't say up to 40 years. He got 40. And I think that was the maximum that this Gavin Seymour received. So he got the full thing for what he did. This is after pleading guilty to 1 count of second-degree murder, and that's why he didn't get a life sentence, because it was murder in the second degree. Now, this one right here stands to receive the bulk of it because he's the only one out of the trio that received a first-degree charge.
Why?
They say he was prosecuted as an adult. See, that basically is telling you right here, he was pretty much the ringleader of the whole situation. The other 2 were mainly accomplices. They say he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder and a plea deal. And this is that proposal, a sentence of up to 60 years in prison, 30 years for each count. Now, here's the thing. He only got that. That's the only charge that the 2 counts right there. Those were the only thing he got. Out of 60 that he originally had, this guy had 60 additional charges, including first-degree murder, attempted murder, arson and burglary, but the prosecutors dropped those charges. If he got hit over the head with those charges right there, he would have been sent all the way up the river. And that's why they said up to 60 years. And it says that he is set to be sentenced on July the 2nd. So I'm going to probably have to do another update when July 2nd rolls around so we can find out what he gets sentenced to. But I'm curious, though. I want to hear from y'all. How many years do you think he's actually going to get? Remember, it says up to 60 years. Do you think he's going to get the full 60, or do you think he's going to get maybe around 30? I'm just curious because remember, he has 60 additional charges that they dropped, including first-degree murder.
If justice was served,
I'm just curious about how this, how it is. But like I said,
but it's not like
I always thought something was very shaky about this story when I first heard about it. I mean, when I first heard about it, it was devastating, but they didn't have all the details. But then as time went on and I was still continuing to follow this story, I'm sitting here saying to myself, something just doesn't seem right. You said something about a stolen iPhone. It was a tracking device on there, was to track it to your the location, but it wasn't at the location of the home you burnt down, but you just burned it anyway. Something tells me this wasn't over an iPhone, and if it was more to it than just that iPhone. It makes you wonder what the hell was on that iPhone that would make you burn down someone's home. Because if someone steals your phone, it doesn't have to get to the point where, I'm going to burn your home down and kill your whole family, which he did. And did it unapologetically, in my opinion. That's why it pisses me off that they dropped those charges of first-degree murder, because you can't tell me this was not planned.
Right.
Like, you planned to do this. After all, you installed 2 other people to go with you. He didn't go by himself. He didn't act alone. Just the fact that he went and got his friends to help him means that this was planned, and his friends went right along with it. But yeah, the so-called model minority strikes again. I wonder what Diane Yap has to say about this.
I don't know. She's not. I don't think.
Now, this little piece that I'm inserting in here right now actually escaped me when it happened, because all of the focus was mainly on Kevin Bowie. But the woman in this picture, her name is Tanya Bowie. This is the sister to the individual that is the subject matter of the story. And I feel like there's a connection here in why I believe he was trying to get that iPhone back. So in case y'all are unaware, Tanya, back in 2022, was sentenced to almost 11 years in prison for basically, I guess you can say, for drug possession, being a queen pin of all of sorts. I mean, this woman was distributing all types of drugs. They said, according to a plea agreement, police found 692 fentanyl pills, a loaded magazine from a gun, jars of marijuana, a loaded firearm, a scale with drug residue on it, plastic baggies, a large trash bag containing marijuana, 2 boxes of ammunition, and nearly $7,000 in cash when they searched her home in January of the previous year. So you have all of that stuff going on right now. So she actually got sentenced to 10 years and 10 months in federal prison.
That's it.
Now, when I'm thinking about all of this stuff and how her brother is really connected to this, and as it goes back to the iPhone, is because apparently they were doing this together, because they said when interviewed, Kevin told police he was robbed in July 2020 while attempting to buy a gun in the City Park area. And it says Kevin told the interviewing officer that his iPhone, shoes, and other belongings were stolen in the robbery. And when he tried to track his phone, he said it pinged to the house that he set on fire, which of course we discovered was not the actual home. So I'm sitting here saying to myself, why would anybody go out of their way to set a home on fire over a stolen iPhone? Usually if your phone is stolen and you can't retrieve it, you'll just go to the store, like, Verizon, a T-Mobile, or where have you, and get them to turn the phone off and just get a replacement, like get a new phone, if that's the push comes to shove. But to set the home on fire over a stolen iPhone, I said it had to be more than just, okay, someone stole the iPhone, because that was going way too far. And then when you look into the story that involves his sister in the drugs that she was running, I believe that iPhone was not for personal use. I believe that was probably some kind of a burner phone. I believe that's the type of phone that it was. And that's why he went out of his way to do and commit the heinous crime that he did.
That's stupid.
Now, I could be wrong,
iPhone cloud.
but I truly believe
Dumbass.
that is exactly what most likely is the case. That him and his sister were running drugs with each other, and to communicate, that was the phone he was using. And because someone took it and he didn't want anybody to get a hold of it and probably expose what he was doing and it getting back to her, which of course it already has, that's what he was trying to retrieve.
And
so I think, in my opinion, that is where that's where the motive for him to do what he did actually came from. So this goes a little bit more deeper than what initially, like, why? Because the biggest question was, why would he do that over an iPhone? Because that's what everyone's been saying. Over an iPhone, really? What would make someone just go out of their way to do that over an iPhone? And I think this right here could very well be the reason as to why.
I mean, I would probably say unless you cut the body and you did it all on the camera and shit, and maybe that's incriminating. I doubt it, man. The picture's already showing off with all this stuff she said. It don't even make no goddamn sense. As this proper criminaling right there.
Ladies.
So this next one, we only got 2 more topics after this one. Biden's black voter troubles are setting off alarm bells, like you again to Lisa Cabrera. What did you think about that, Chewbacca?
Okay, think about what in particular, Lady Che.
You're sleepy too, cuz. Oh man.
Okay, no, just refresh me because I was jotting down some notes here.
The Asian kid set fire to
execute that motherfucker. Execute that son of a bitch. Execute the motherfucker. Yeah, see, this is the part that pisses me off. When these other groups go out here and commit crimes against us, we're supposed to be sitting up there, yeah, Master Charlie, it's all good, to turn the other cheek and all that shit. Execute that son of a bitch. And what they need to do with that motherfucker is take his ass into federal custody, because that's similar to what that son of a bitch by the name of Timothy McVeigh did down there with the Oklahoma City bombing, and they executed his ass at the family level, and they need to do the same goddamn thing with this son of a bitch. But they're not. You know what I'm saying? They're not. Once again, you kill us, we're supposed to love you. Once again, you beat us, we're supposed to love you. You hit us with fire hoses, we're supposed to love you.
It's a new day.
The day of that bullshit is over. I'm
right,
serious.
It's a new day. Fuck all that. I don't love nobody. Like at this point.
Yeah, because see, if you let that son of a bitch live, if the state of Colorado lets that son of a bitch live, that's not justice. He went there and killed the whole family.
And his weirdo sister could get it too.
Huh?
And his weirdo sister could get it too.
Yeah. I mean, see, once again, it's okay to kill us, but we're not supposed to retaliate. We're supposed to be complacent. We're supposed to just bow our heads and say, oh, thank you, master. You know what I'm saying? And all this old type of shit. You see what I mean? And and for your generation, Lady Che, that shit is passe now, because our people can no longer put up with this type of shit.
Can't. Like the tolerance level is minuscule. Like, I mean, me personally, I can't do it. I find myself wilding out and doing the most ugliest shit all the time. Probably because it's a season for it, and I don't understand other people, but I do understand myself saying that I'm so fucking tired. Like, you're not gonna get away with this shit no more. You're not gonna get away with calling us out our race. You're not gonna get away with doing smoke colors of shit or fucking whatever the fuck you want to call us. You're not gonna get away with biting our style and talking shit to us, telling us what we do deserve and what we don't deserve, giving us whatever you think is fair. Any of that fuckery where, and then be like, that we have to be close to the white, to the proximity of whiteness just to fucking live, and or else. And if you're not fucking get along and start cooning, then you're ostracized for being too empowered. Too much of a, you know what I mean? Too militant, too much. And is it too much? Like, I don't think it's enough sometimes. You know, I've been like this like for the last couple of weeks. I don't think it's enough. I think that I used to ask everybody, I was like, why ain't you angry? Like, why aren't you? Why does it seem like we're the only ones that are angry and actually want to not, you know, make sure, you know, get everybody aware. Like, right now at this point, there's no excuse for conscious, comfortable voting, where you're comfortable in whatever you see. Oh, that's a recognizable name. I've been watching it all year. I'm just gonna go vote for that. But you ain't did no research, none of that shit. You're comfortable in going along with whatever the fucking these off-brand fucking coons are saying. You know, these gatekeepers and shit. You're
Right.
okay with white supremacy and white folk, even though you know damn well that it's not gonna get us no fucking where. They never got us nowhere. It's just gonna keep us in this fucking stagnant position where we're angry and constantly say we want change, but yet we're not gonna go do it. Like, it's there's no excuse for it at this point. Like, I'm 44. I've been alive 44 years. I've seen
Is
it.
Jesse sleep? I hear somebody snoring.
Yeah, that's his ass. I ready to go turn him over, but he's heavy, man. He's like a fucking rock. You see how big he is? He's like a solid mass of muscle. He'll blow my little heart.
Okay, but Lady J, you know, he's exhausted. Yeah, he's exhausted because we do put in a lot of work, you know, on what we do here from Denver to Las Vegas, you know.
Son, he was at the garden and the food bank, and he was doing gardening.
Yeah, he's doing quite a bit, and then of course, you know, with me being injured the way I am, and you know, and I'm doing what I can. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Barely breathes, right?
Yeah. Because you know, I took a nap earlier today because I knew we was gonna do StreamYard tonight. But also too, here I'm just putting it out there. California passes a reparations bill. I'm gonna research that. You know, for Grand Rising coming Friday.
Like, he told me to hold the show down because he was running late, and I mean, like, he told me in like 4 minutes. I pulled it together like mad scientist.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Because you know that is where we work our voodoo and our magic, and then on top of that, on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on Tuesday, coming up, Lady Chair, we're going to talk about this eviction process down there in Shreveport, Louisiana, and the water crisis down there in Atlanta. Is because, see, what they're doing is, you know, the South is our stronghold as a people, you see. So, of course, they're coming up with this bullshit, you know, to eliminate us. I mean, the humidity is at an all-time high down there now. And what happens is with humidity, which is moisture in air, is going to make you sweat excessively.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's going to make, so you need water, you see what I'm saying, in your body to countermand that. Now, isn't it such a fucking goddamn coincidence, you know, that the water is fucked up in a depth of humanity down there in the South?
It's even worse is that they're creating homelessness and all sorts of sickness and disease with that shit. Like, even
with that's just it though, Lady Che. You see, is because it's great.
Not be able to wash your body, not be able to have good drinking water, or even wash your hands.
Right.
You're causing yourself to be sick. But with black mold, black mold set off MS, fibromyalgia, Guillain-Barré in black folk, and these are really bad things.
Yeah.
These are really bad things. I had a friend from Tennessee, and he was in prison. He went to prison, and the black mold in prison in Tennessee set off MS. And he was in prison for like 3 years. Time he got out of prison, the MS was in full-fledged, no stop. He was fully paralyzed. I mean, it was like watching a good-looking, strong brother turn into just like a paralyzed mess. And he couldn't do it. He couldn't take care of himself anymore because of the black mold turning into
Exactly.
MS.
Mold can kill. Yeah. See, mold can kill you, particularly when you inhale it. And then in a humid climate, it grows exponentially as opposed to an arid climate of where I'm at. You see what I mean?
The theory is
Okay,
go
it's
with
because you know,
go faster. I think with black
huh?
folk, it accelerates. I think because I've watched white people with MS and black people with MS through like black mold. White people like
Right,
genetically have it, and I've seen it with
right.
black mold and black folk. It seemed to accelerate faster in a really fucked up way. You know what I mean? Versus them, they just drag it out. You know, it's like, you know what I mean? But
Well,
I like
okay.
for years. He was walking, talking, laughing. He was really funny. He danced. He was like, always telling stories. And next thing you know, he could barely talk. He couldn't see. He was wearing glasses. He's partially blind. He couldn't move his
Right,
hands.
right. He's deteriorating right before your eyes.
Yeah, and it's
You
3
see?
years. A matter of 3 years.
Yeah,
Where I
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
have MS for like 25 years, and she's still alive, struggling, like barely struggling. She got a job at a bank. It's stupid to me. It's like, how the fuck is this right and this is wrong? Yeah, this should be wrong all the way. But how the fuck this go from a very intelligent man to fucking he can't barely talk? You know what I mean?
Oh
And no
yeah,
one
yeah.
takes
It's
care of him.
very dilapidating. It's very, very dilapidating. You see what I mean? And then on top of it as well too. And then when you speak against this popular version of what is true, then here, all the hatred comes. You know what I'm saying? So we expect our haters to join us Tuesday night is because what we're going to be doing on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, because I'm going to contact Brother Jermaine, and we're going to have him as a special guest to elaborate on the situation down in Shreveport, Louisiana. You
Yeah,
see
it's
what I mean?
terrible, especially down in the Louisianas. They've always found a way to fuck over the people.
Okay, well,
It never
see,
surprises me.
Lady Che, they find a way to fuck over black people,
That's what I'm talking about.
primarily. See
I
what
don't
I'm
even think
saying?
about other
Okay, I
races,
mean,
ethnicities. Let's
yeah,
think about black people consistently, religiously getting fucked over on a day-to-day basis in some sort of benign neglect fucking way or some
oh
sort of
yeah,
fucking horrendous atrocity every
right.
goddamn day. I don't even factor in other races right now. When we talking about it, I'm talking about
Yeah,
the
we
people.
can't afford to. Yeah, we can't afford to is because you see, we as a people, Lady Che, here in the U.S. or FBAs as Brother Che
Break up their own
and their
nuts.
self-described as, okay, yeah, we cannot cape no more for these other groups is because all these other groups are
They don't give a fuck about
benefiting
us.
off of our suffering. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? They
They
benefit
capitalize
off of
on
our
our plight.
knowledge. Yeah,
Exactly.
you see, they benefit, off of our division within. You see what I'm saying?
They
And then
capitalize
as
on our
old,
fucking
yeah,
shames and pain and tokenize us and shit. And I was
yeah,
writing Jesse's thing. I was working on Jesse's campaign today, a little bit.
yeah,
Working on some sort of announcement, right? And I was describing
hmm,
the opposition is a white lady, right, with an agenda.
right,
And I was describing it, and I was describing how the black folk here in the city have already gave this white woman the motherfucking win down there, right? We ain't even in
right.
November yet. And I was saying, what's really sad about this is that they'll take the white lady, there's this gatekeeping in that instead of standing behind a brother of the community that has strong roots in the community that just wants to take care of his people. You'll stand behind a white lady who's got a wife, here the W's, wife, and 3 motherfucking little devil children, right? And get behind her motherfucking agenda because this broad can raise all this money because she been doing all this other shit with all these high profile politicians that business fucking lobbying or whatever. When you got grassroots that barely want to ask you for a motherfucking dime, but want to do the right work for you. But you're so busy holding hands and caping for the motherfucking white lady with a fucking agenda focused on LGBTQ bullshit, versus feeding and housing the motherfucking most vulnerable, which is Black people, the unhoused, elders, the youth on the street, et cetera, right? The most vulnerable. You're gonna put your fucking agenda, which is LGBTQ plus whatever fictional motherfucking emoji character you want to put out there, that's already getting legislation, protections, and whatnot. You know what I mean? Versus us, they can't even get a motherfucking protection. We're getting hunted down, profiled, shot in the street, blamed, crimes being blamed on us, motherfucking, can't take the bus without being sweated by the fucking laws down the street. You know what I mean? They're not even doing their job. They're just sweating motherfuckers. You know, it's just a shame. Not only that, all the fucking gentrification in the area, only to push out whatever is left of the Black people here. Whatever Black people are here that are in the city are none but motherfucking gatekeeping ass motherfucking coons that are so happy to vote blue no matter who, vote for the white lady, came for the white lady, not ask no questions pertaining to what's going to benefit them as Black people. What tangibles are they going to get from this broad? This broad don't give a fuck about nobody Black. She had a whole 27-second commercial, a clip, nothing but white folk in that clip, like 50 white folk in that fucking clip. Not one Black person. And if it was one Black person, it's that motherfucking Jeff Bard. I swear to God, on my mama, I swear to God, that was a motherfucker you see in the cut in a fucking flamboyant ass pink shirt. Real shit.
See, Jeff Ford is handpicked. You see what I'm saying?
Gatekeeper, but he's the kingmaker.
Yeah, or gatekeeper, as you say.
I like to say kingmaker because he got the bread, but he's still profiting off the people. Because when you say you rich because you could have RFK Jr. there, you're like, don't question me, I'm rich. I can have RFK Jr. there. Okay, cuz then why are you asking motherfuckers for fucking money every day at your show? Talking about we financed by the people, you know, or help fill up the pantry. If you got bread like that, why don't you do the work yourself? Why you going above and beyond the call of duty to fuck your people over, and then low key, high key act like you're not doing it, but you're doing it. Yeah. But you're confusing, but you're not confusing. You're doing this all wishy washy Jerry Springer shit every day at 2:00. I call him the motherfucking Black Jerry Springer, and that's Jesse Springer shit to watch. You hear me? And I'm like,
Jerry Springer was a great comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was. But he does wishy washy shit. That motherfucker, he knows. I say that man is an enemy to the people. I don't give a fuck. You can't be one way in this day and age. You look at Tucker Carlson. Remember when Tucker Carlson got fired, and they were like, he really like that, right?
Yeah.
And they were all shocked about how he thinks about Trump, right? Everybody was shocked and they really fired him. Look, you can't be like that nowadays. You're either this is the way you really are naturally, or you are some other shit. You can't be one way on camera, and then as soon as the camera goes off, you biggity Black.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going in for fucking 2 hours with a motherfucker that you used to have to pay, you used to have to buy meals for, so they could sit and do commentary right next to you. Come on, cuz, stop the bullshit. You know, like that shit infuriates me. I go on all day about how mad that makes me. You know what I mean? Like I have to put him.
And then I left my calling card to Jeff Fart. You know.
Yeah. Did he ever call back?
Hell no, he ain't never called
back. Oh, cowardly ass
motherfucker! You know what? And I know he ain't gonna call back. That's why I left it, to prove the point he won't call back, because he blocked me after I told him
you have to sit down and
right for the community.
You're gonna have to sit down and talk to because he's running for a political seat. And he's always talking about any Black politician running for office can come in and like Jesse used to. So he's gonna have to fucking humble himself and let Jesse come in there and talk about his campaign that he's running for a House seat this time. Why? Because you can't. You have to stand on business, right? So if you say it, then that means you have to stand on it. You can't just backtrack like he did me. But you know, I was being a lady instead of being the usual, my normal grimy self, right? I was being a lady. I tried to get an appointment, You know what I mean? When I was trying to do my little tiny little run, right? Trying to talk about it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna be a lady and wait patiently, try to get an appointment. Woo, woo. I should have just did what I would normally did and said, look here, just go bomb guard his shit. Like at 2:30 when he's fully running his show, just pull up a chair and sit right there and make him talk to me. Because that's how you're gonna have to do it with this motherfucker. He's not gonna be receptive because he think he hold the keys and he can go ahead and ostracize him again. And that shit ain't happening because that was a horrible time for us, the way Jeff Barr did Jesse, that whole mayoral campaign. That shit was foul. Like, we're not even having it this month, this time. Like, we've taken control of it and just played strategic, fucking do our shit strategically, no talking about it, just get out there and do it, because these motherfuckers like to steal our intellectual property and fucking just, they deny him. They don't even believe it. It could be right there. All the evidence is right there online. It says his name and everything. And it don't act like it don't exist. You know what I mean?
Okay, what you're talking about that there, Lady Chair, is what they call cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, they do that on purpose. That kind of shit was on a normal day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then just like what Professor Blacc truth states, white supremacy always breaks in schools.
Yeah, you want to talk about how they're not close to the proximity of whiteness, but it sure don't look like it, cause it sure look like you holding hands with the white man and doing the white man's bidding, and you sure as fucking getting off that motherfucking plantation no time soon. No time soon.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's doing. And then the cold part about it is when he ostracizes and stuff like that, you don't know that he might have people who are down with him. But what it is, is that he wants to sit up there and attack his own people as opposed to saying, hey, let's have a dialogue on it. And I mean, he's what we call in Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, you know what I'm saying? Because they do their damnedest to shadow ban us. You see what I mean? And but that means that we're speaking truth, you see. And then I noticed that's exactly.
If it was in my capabilities, like I would be like, you better hope to God that it never turns to The Walking Dead and I got a motherfucking 20-foot fence and a clipboard and a motherfucking pistol. I'm not letting you into the gates of Zion and I'm blowing your motherfucking ass out the gate, or I'm gonna let you get eaten up by the motherfucking zombies. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care, because you don't get no tentacles over here. None whatsoever.
Oh, yes, ma'am. And this is why we created the hashtag resurrection of the mental dead, which is the fucking zombies.
My shit. They don't deserve it.
Which is the fucking zombies. You see what I'm saying? And then also too, Facebook, Racebook, or whatever told us that we own the rights to this hashtag. I'm gonna put it in the chat room, which is resurrection.
You hear typing Asian bucket. If we ever had camps, them motherfuckers would go like right along with us while they thought they could be, wooing their way over, like, oh no, master, we good. We don't need to go with them. No, you motherfuckers are coming right along with us. You just gonna be sitting on one side of the motherfucking tent. Not over there with us.
Well, Lady Che, to show you how history repeats itself, Minister Malcolm X has stated, and we got the clip on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, and I have to get with you and Jesse because we're going to go up there and update the clips on there. Is that you had the field Negro and you had the house Negro. You see, the house Negro is very dangerous. You see what I'm saying? I mean, look at Barack Obama. Look at Roly Poly Martin. Look at Eric Adams. And who was the former mayor you all had there in Denver before Johnston?
Yeah, Michael Hancock.
Yeah. Look at Hancock. Look at Uncle Tom Bradley of Los Angeles.
Shabaka, did you see Scott? Did you see Tim Scott crying over Trump getting all them felonies? Did he get found guilty?
Well, you see that. And the sad part about it is, I feel sorry for a dude like Tim Scott, is because that is one miseducated fool. Now, keep in mind, he's very articulate. He's very knowledgeable. Yeah, and then, but he's on puppet strings, Lady J. He's on puppet strings. You see what I'm saying? And the same thing with Kamala Harris on puppet strings. You see what I mean? And then anytime that a black politician comes out and speak about against a popular version of what is true, then he's always getting labeled. I mean, look what the fuck they do to me on social media, Lady J. You've been on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. You see how we go back and forth with Sarge, Joe Gibson, all our haters, you know what I mean?
Jesse showed me a picture of Joe Gibson with his working out and shit. I was like, what Joe Gibson think he gonna do with his little muscles and shit? You think he tight?
Well, I know one damn thing. I'm not fighting nobody. Not in no damn. Okay, but Lady J, at 65 years of age, I'm not fighting nobody. I got alternative methods.
I got alternative methods?
No, not at 65, I'm not.
No.
Yeah, you see, I got alternative methods, you know, to protect me and mine. You see what I mean? I'm not fighting nothing. You see what I'm saying?
I was like, yeah, man, tight.
Yeah, you say no, not at 65. I'm not.
No, did
you know
you see motherfucking Joe Gibson? Joe Gibson's arms are like this big. He's over there like trying to be buff in the gym and shit. I was like, stop it. You're still an anchor, baby.
yeah, that's true. And then as far as that there,
he was so mad.
You know, Joe Gibson has still yet to accept my invitation because here in the great state of Nevada now, we are to about 100 degrees, 102 degrees in the daytime. And I invited Joe Gibson to come out here, you know, to Las Vegas, and him and I can get a pair of lawn chairs and we can go sit out there in the park and debate, argue, and what have you. But I got to know, what does he need for his sunburn, because he will get it. And I will call the paramedics for him when he gets fucked up.
Melanoma cancer.
Okay, but keep in mind that guys like Joe Gibson, they'll get my ass off in a snow climate and they will leave me there.
Do you know they will? Hey, Shabaka, I was outside today. Today was 85 degrees outside, and I went out there for a minute. Went cruise around the neighborhood for like
85 degrees. Oh, that ain't nothing. You guys are.
No, I know, but it was 85
that's a
degrees
cold
here.
wave here.
It's 60.
Yeah, I know in a Mile High City, and I've been there to Denver quite a few times, and I remember in the summer months it was raining at 4 o'clock every day. I was setting my watch by the rain every day for about a week, you know. And I've been there in 15 degrees below zero. Then of course, you know, I was recently there when my car got buried in all that snow.
You were in the white area though. They could have showed jazz. Hey, but like, check it out. I was outside today for 45 fucking minutes, right? Just 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I left the house. I took a shower, got dressed and everything. So I was just going to go cruise around. I actually had a mission to go do, but I didn't want to cross over Colfax for some reason. I have these weird feelings about certain areas at certain times.
Right.
Like my intuition, my spidey sense be going off, right? So I was like, man,
well, you know, I always follow that intuition, you know what I'm saying? Because I followed it too. And then also too,
for all this time. But I went outside for 45 minutes. I came out and I got a night. I'm like in my nice little cinnamon toast crunch. I've been in the house for like 2 days. 45 minutes. I was like, I done got into a little nice little browning session. Barely had any lotion, just enough to keep my skin like, you know, from the shower, you know, not dry.
Yeah. And then keep in mind. Yeah, and then keep in mind though too. Okay, and where you're at 5280, you see that there's kind of a phenomenon, is because the desert of where I'm at is like 3,000 feet above altitude. You see, because in Southern California you got the high desert and you have the low desert. The low desert, like out there in Palm Springs and what have you, is 1 mile below sea level. So it's very arid out there. It's very, very dry. In the late 1980s, I lived out there briefly, and I would wash my clothes and hang them up on the clothesline outside. And before I get the damn clothes finished hanging up, the first ones I put up there were already dry. I mean, all the way dry. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it didn't take much, you see. So, but however, when we thank the ancestors, you know, for the melanin, you see what I'm saying? But
Man,
you know, but these other groups.
Longer. I just didn't. I could have been outside longer. I had called. I was making a phone call, and I was like, "Let me go inside real fast," because I thought Jesse was gonna be here earlier, like way earlier, and I wanted to get back so we can, you know, make supper. I wanted to get back before that, but he didn't come, so I was like, "Well, yeah, I guess me and my brother just go eat supper alone." But I got back earlier. I was only out there for like 45 minutes, just long enough to go, you know, run the streets a little bit, run my little errand, and then I was like, I could have been out longer. I wasn't sweating it. It was nice out. But I was like, I feel like I'm activated by the moon, but the sun was just like, love. You know what I mean? Like, I was so happy.
Well, see, Lady Che, when it comes to the concept of astrophysics, the moon, the sun, and the solstices, okay, they all play a part in that. Okay, is because this desert is going to be hot. What is this here? June. Okay, so this desert is going to be hot all the way till early October. You know what I'm saying? And then, hey, Jay Militant, what's going on with you, man? Greetings from Sin City. Yeah.
Luxuriously.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for joining us, Jay. And then also, too, Jay, we were speaking with a brother from Shreveport, Louisiana. And when he was talking about, man, how they're systemically, you know, poisoning these people in his housing project down there in Shreveport, Louisiana. And we're trying to get some national news on it, is because there's a lot of our people there. And the brother was saying, oh, just bear with me, Lady Che.
I'm right here, yeah.
I'm up here operating in the dark, and I'm just, you know, bringing Jay up to speed, you know. Okay, and what this brother is saying is down in Shreveport, what's happening is they're doing some illegal evictions, and they turned off the water to this apartment complex, okay, and they are boarding up the place, okay, and Brother Jermaine is calling for a nationwide attention about these crimes against our people. You see what I mean? And so this is what we're going to be doing on Tuesday night. And I'm going to invite the brother, you know, to come on and maybe even go so far as to have him guest host on it. And he's saying is that they're boarding up this place with people inside of the units. Okay, Tom Dark is a white man in a crook, and the city officials, you know, the people are saying they want his arrest. Okay, and he says we need this and want this here to go viral. Yeah, it definitely needs attention. Oh yeah, most definitely, Jay Militant. You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt. Okay, so Jay, so please join us for Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, man, 6 p.m. in the Pacific. The number to call, man, is 516-418-5996. Please spread it to everybody, man. I am going to post a link up on the like page of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Please follow us, because this needs some very, very serious attention, is because it's the negligence of the city of Shreveport, Louisiana, and it's unlawful evictions, meaning they turned off the utilities to get the people out, you see. And then, and as you know, when we discuss these things, Jay, they always start fucking with our algorithms, man, just because I've been keeping a count on it. And what I mean by that is that 80% of the time, man, when we are speaking against the popular version of what is truth, you see what I mean? You know, we always are having some problem with the fucking algorithms. How convenient. And Brother Jermaine is stating that we need national news on this, so we're going to try to be the national news for him. So we're going to definitely hashtag Cartoon News Network. We're going to hashtag ABC, NBC, the Readout, you know, everybody that we can. So I do have the brother's contact number. I will be speaking with him tomorrow on it. Yeah, so get with us, Jay Militant, you know what I mean? Because see, this is a very, very serious issue. Okay, it's because what it is genocide against black folks. That's in period. No, Lady Che, ain't no basically. That's what it is. I'm calling it what the fuck it is because it's genocide, and then ethnic cleansing. But at the same fucking token, what little time I got left, due to age factor, I'm gonna tell it what the fuck it is. You see what I'm saying? And I got a message here from Brother Jermaine. Okay, hold on. Okay, and Brother Jermaine says that we want this national news. We need lawyers to assist families who want to file lawsuits against this damn city, crimes against the people. And he says, thanks for letting him on the podcast. Okay, Brother Jermaine, if you're still listening to us, brother, I got your number. I will be giving you a call tomorrow. And Jay Militant, it definitely needs attention, man, without a doubt, is because these sycophant-ass, black-ass politicians from London Bridge to Karen Bass to the Congressional Black Caucus, they just sitting up there, man, letting this shit go on, thinking, what I'm saying?
I want to talk to Jay for like 2 seconds about this real fast before.
Yeah, sure.
Because I done caught a little bit of it, but man, I go over your shit, and man, you get all fired up, and the next thing you know, man, I can't control myself because I just gotta stay black first, man. I can't deal with you're trolling and your other guests, you know what I mean? Because I just can't deal with I can't deal with it. I can't do it because I feel like it's all like one black friend, you know what I mean? But I want to know more because I caught a little pieces of it, and it sounded like it's some fuck shit that's been going on over there. And I'm like, why don't I ever know where you go so I can catch this shit, so I can really hear it? Because it's not like you're just all by yourself over there, just taking all this shit on. When you can just tap into your family, and we'll cover full force. You know what I mean? These can't let you just get talked to like this by motherfucking them OTBs. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I know more about that, Jay, because like every time I catch a show, you going in about this shit. I'm like, the fuck is he talking about? Where the fuck can you see all this at? Because
why? Okay, Brother Jermaine just had texted me the address of these apartments, Lady Che, and the address is 1017 Quail Creek Road, Shreveport, Louisiana, zip code 71105. Okay, so we letting these owners know is that what we're getting ready to do is that we're going in on their ass, okay, is because, see, this is straight bullshit, what they doing to these people. And then also, too,
reinforcement over there. It just sounds like you just taking on all this bullshit by yourself. That's what it sounds like.
And then Jermaine has stated that this is criminal activity and corrupt ass city officials, the no good lousy ass motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, and which he's right about. You see what I mean? And then also to our
what you could do is what we'll do is we'll get ready when we get ready for Shabaka's show on Tuesday or Friday, because we got Friday's show coming up too. We got Grand Rising, Shabaka. So
right. And so what we're gonna do, Lady Che,
well, we got to do some research because we just need a little bit more context other than the one article that Jesse was able to find before he fucking passed out.
Right. Yeah. Yes, Lady Che, and that's why I'm calling the brother tomorrow. To get the pertinent information. For the podcast, I want to have them on there on Tuesdays because looking at our numbers, and Lady Che, they shadow ban the shit out of us. Okay, we're getting more numbers. And we're getting more numbers. On our Tuesday night show. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes, but the Friday morning show is starting to creep up a little bit. And so what we're going to start doing is that, the link to the actual show itself we're going to start sharing it all across the board. You see what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
know,
just
to everybody.
building up the Frontline Black News and Chicago's Black
Yeah.
States, you know, heavily.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
And
just
then
creeping on come up right now. I just creep it up a little, you know, still like, you know, when I get a chance to do it, like I was going to do one today, but we have a lot of things to do in the last 2 days. So then the next 2 days, when I gotta do some stuff tomorrow, but my shit's ready to go. I just haven't really actually did it live, and so given the chance to host tonight, when he was here, I was like, man, the people ain't seen me in a grip, so he's not gonna let Jesse Bogart me out my chair, so today I'm over here in the front. So, and I know he's I mean, this is my shit too, so I should know how to run the show.
yeah, and then also too, we got Becca Shakur, you know, who is watching us, you know, on the live. Yeah, we got Becca Shakur watching us on the huh?
I'm talking to Jay. While you're talking to me, I'm talking to Jay. Jay asked where Jesse was. There's a Jesse snoring on the back. He's unpacking his groceries. So my brother fell out.
And as you know, Jay Militant, you know, we're putting a lot of work in here too, Jay Militant, and then also too, I got some health issues, man. It's because I'm officially a senior citizen, and it's just going to be a matter of time before I pass the reins on.
Come out, you're taking us to Denny's.
When I come out back to Denver, I'm taking
citizen discount, cuz.
Yeah, that's right. Hell yeah.
Don't worry about Jesse. Jesse can't go, but I got good manners. You can take me to Denny's. I totally would use your senior citizen discount. I love pancakes.
Hell yeah. Get some pancakes or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesse can do whatever, but I want to go to the car. I love pancakes.
Yeah. Then also too, is that we're going to be focusing, you know, more this summer on this upcoming scam election. You know, that's what I'm calling the motherfucker scam selection. You see what I mean? Because you know it's going to be fucked up. You know, it's going to be a bunch of propaganda and shit like this right here. Now, one thing I must say,
let him run, man. I mean, like, we first of all, in our state alone, you can have one felony or two maybe, but anything with fraud or anything with money or anything with fraud and money, that disqualifies you from any public office. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, then it sounds like that the dumpster ain't going to be getting on a ballot, you know, in the primaries for Colorado.
Look good, man. Let my brother tell him Chewbacca look good. Jesse was like, Chewbacca look good. I don't know why you keep talking like that. Chewbacca's built.
I'm not as strong as
talking about it all the time.
Okay, and I'm not as strong as I used to be, Lady Che. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for all of those you gentlemen there in your 40s and 30s, man, stay in shape, because the older you get, the muscle mass is gone. But what it is though,
about turning him on his side, but I was like, he is 6 foot tall. You see how tall Jesse is, Jay?
Yeah. Jesse is 6 feet tall, and Jesse's tipping the scale every bit of about 201, 205.
A solid mass of muscle, okay? Like moving him is like because a heavy rock.
And then keep in mind, Lady Che, I used to work in a certain industry, and I used to be able to look at people and tell them their height and weight, and I'll be within range of 2 inches of the height, and I'll be within the range of 5 pounds of the weight. You know what I mean? And so this definitely needs attention. Now, the reason was concerning me about these senior citizens, now that I'm one, and keep in mind, folks, whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, do it while you're young, is because the older you get, the incline gets more and more steeper when you try to go up the hill. You see what I'm saying? To your success or accomplishing your objective. Now, here's what I expect, okay? I expect, and be prepared for it, is that, as you know, Lady Che, we're going to be shadow banned. So after the show is over, we're going to share the link to everybody and ask them to listen to it, and also to share the link We need everybody to call in, and then even them crooked ass bastards, the city officials down there in Shreveport, Louisiana, are welcome to call in, and I would tell them no good, dirty, corrupt ass politicians or what the fuck they are. You sons of bitches are up here letting people die due to mold poisoning. And as you know, Lady Ch, I don't know if you ever been in the South. This time of the year in the South, the humidity is extremely high. So what it is that there's an incubator for bacteria. You see what I'm saying? And then also too, when they had the massive floods down there in New Orleans, I think it was what hurricane was that? Where a lot of people had to leave. Yeah, Katrina, where a lot of people had to abandon the city of New Orleans is because see, the city of New Orleans is below sea level. You see what I'm saying? Okay, it is okay, and I would imagine that all of that in the marshland down there in Florida as well too, is below sea level, is because that marshland, you know, does go out there into the ocean. I mean, look at the Florida Everglades. You see what I mean? And then crossing Louisiana, you know, when I did, you and Jesse know when I was down there in Atlanta and I had to drive back to LA. And I went through the great state of Mississippi, and I also crossed Louisiana, and I also crossed the great state of Texas, down there with Governor Bud.
I was like going to the South. I try to run away. I'm trying to run away, and I'm dead. Like my next, I keep telling Jesse, I was like, I'm about to run away, and I'm going right back home, going down to the South. I don't give a fuck where in the South. I'll be fine. Seriously? I will be fine.
Whoa, Lady J, you're a better person than me, is because down there in the South, you know, all those of my ancestors who slaved down there, you know, I felt their misery. I felt their humiliation because my ancestors slaved down there in the great state of Alabama, where old Frog Face was from. Segregation yesterday, segregation day, segregation tomorrow. Oh, George
I like
Wallace.
Texas. I like Texas. I like Tennessee.
Well, Texas. Okay,
I like
Texas.
the Midwest too.
Okay, Texas, you know, they drive crazy as hell in Texas because I think the speed limit is 80 miles an hour. I drive through downtown Houston in the heart of rush hour. It was crazy. I mean,
crazy.
these fools was flying. You know, these fools was flying. And then coming back, when I crossed into California.
For some reason, I never see no accident out there. On the highway, they be going fast.
Oh, down there in the great state of Texas. Oh, I'm sure they had their share because these good old boys and cowboys and what have you. Oh boy, yeah, they was putting it on down there. You know what I mean?
Texas. I like Texas. I like, you know what I like about Texas? It's the only place that I've seen the rain come down like this, straight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Florida,
and the same thing too. Yeah, and the same thing down there in the great state of Georgia, because there was a song that was very, very popular in the mid 60s when I was a kid called A Rainy Night in Georgia. And the old saying, I'm gonna come down on you like a rainy night in Georgia, you know what I mean? and that's dangerous now. This water shit that they got going on down there in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, is how fucking convenient. You see what I mean? And then, of course, with this mold situation down there in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I think Shreveport is near Baton Rouge, which is the capital of it. And then, of course, as you know, Jay Militant, California is on fire already, man, because out there by Tracy, they got a big ass fire, and I got loved ones over there in that area, and I tried to call them, and I'm not getting no answer. So I'm going to stay on their helmet, you know what I mean, until I get an answer, you see.
It's always happens, bro. This always happens, and this always happens when you can't get a hold of them, then you end up having to go out there again.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying, you know, so I'm having a good thought and what have you. And then, of course, you know, looking down the street here, off the Las Vegas Strip, you know, you see the Trump Tower down there because they got a big ass hotel with Trump's name on it. And what they need to do is fill all those hotel rooms up with luxury service and everything, you know, for the homeless, you know, for any and everybody who can get there. You know what I'm saying? And then
All these
Trump.
motherfuckers are just sitting on this real estate, not doing shit, but just collecting on it. And it's
Okay,
really
no,
sad
but what they
really
okay, but
doing
also
out
too
with it.
with but also too, Lady Che, what they're doing is with the real estate, okay, is that they allowing it for the fair market value to go up. Now, what I honestly believe, which is going to happen down there in Shreveport after we put it and bring it to national attention, and I'm suggesting that we launch this campaign, for Brother Jermaine for at least 10 days. I'm talking about every day, put it out there, when we do the show and we invite him to talk, I'm going to copy and paste the link, put it up there everywhere.
Black Power Radio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to definitely talk to Black Power Radio about it. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Outlaws too. We get with the
Oh,
Outlaws.
yeah. Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. We're going to check Black Power Radio. We're going to check Outlaws because, they do reciprocate to us. They do mention us.
Man,
And,
the Outlaws are tight, man. I think a few months back, I'd asked the Negro Whisperer, Kevin, if I could put a little fundraising advertisement out there for myself, right? Because that's when things are really, really bad. And I asked him privately, because that's respectful. He said, yeah.
Right.
Because I just didn't do it, because motherfuckers don't like that. You gotta, ask first. It's proper, you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And this is why on the Shabaka's Black Experience like page, I've been getting spammed, by people who's doing a bunch of advertising up on there. Okay, hey, if I know who you are, or if I'm affiliated with you any type of way, all we ask is just reciprocate on what we're doing. Is because there was some dude up there selling some damn video games. And I told him in the chat room, like when he commented on, says, man, get this shit up off my fucking wall, man. You know what I'm saying? And then he says, well, man, why are you getting so upset? Because you advertising your shit on our fucking wall, man, and you're not breaking no goddamn bread. You see what I'm saying?
It's not even about the money. It's the fact that you don't post our shit. Like when I do things like when I ask them, when I do anything, I always go like quietly and approach it quietly, without, nobody else knowing. If it's a yes, it's a no, it's whatever. But I always leave it open to where I shot them out. If I got to post whatever they want.
Yeah, right. That's reciprocity.
It's okay because it's just us helping each other out. But I had to stop. I just thought about
that. I don't mind. I don't mind because the Outlaws, they shout us out. Okay, Jay Dizzle shouts us out.
Yep.
Okay, and were you on the last podcast that we did, Lady Che? When Jay Dizzle went down there.
Me and Jesse were yelling at y'all. Y'all wouldn't even let us talk.
No, no, Lady Che. I unmuted your mics, but what had happened was they keep fucking with the algorithms on us, you see, and then Sarge with his bullshit.
Hear me and Jesse giggling about just other shit, and now you'll hear me singing songs in the bag and just I'm just fucking off in the back, trying to make Jesse laugh, But like what we usually do sometimes, like she could be on mute over here, and we'll be watching a clip or something. I'll be trying to make jokes, and I'll be singing to him and stuff. Just stupid shit. I'm just fucking with him. Like trying to make him laugh, because for me, he don't laugh, he don't smile, but everybody else, he giggles, he talks.
Okay, but what it is, though, Lady Che, is that this work that we do, it's nothing easy. It's not easy. You see what I'm saying? And we don't look for the easy ways out. You know what I'm saying? Because we parlay off of each other. You know what I'm saying? There are others who are coming on board. And the only thing that I ask, if we ever have a disagreement, please let us disagree agreeably. You see what I mean? Is because our solidarity is going to be our salvation. You see what I'm saying? Is because all this individualism, I don't see color, we're all the same. Man, get that goddamn chain off your brain, man, because these other motherfuckers are seeing our color and they out to kill us.
Right. They don't think that.
Okay, Lady Che, just like what Diamond Reynolds said when Philando Castile got killed, when she walked out the courthouse, She says, where the fuck is the black community? Don't you see that they are killing us, you know? And the woman was on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah, you see, I mean, they murdered her husband. Yeah.
Like
and
talking
then
about
they murdered.
on a day-to-day basis of like, you know, it's really sad to me that, you know, like right now, you know, like they'll say seduction dog, you a separatist. Well, goddamn right. In my personal experience, I've seen only the negatives of coexisting with them, with OTBs and whatnot, because they don't have our best interests at heart. They don't have the black interests at heart.
They don't
give two fucks about us. At the end of the day, when we're at war, they're not trying to line up with us. They try to save themselves and their people. They don't give a fuck about us.
And divide us.
Like, we'll see them in the pub. Hey, cool, let me help you out. And when it comes to our turn, them motherfuckers look around and be like, well, shit, ain't nobody looking. Peace. You read? And that's the way it is. It might be cool for 1 minute when you're over there, friendly conversations. You think everybody's straight, but at the end of the day, they will always choose them. They won't choose us. And we'll try to save them and us, which is stupid. We should just worry about being with us right now because we need it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, of course I can hear you.
Okay. Now, also, too, and I'm sure Jay Militant, I'm sure you're familiar with this person. Okay. During the Civil Rights era, okay, which is Dr. King, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. As you know, Dr. King was doing the marches like from Montgomery to Selma, Alabama. There was a young white woman from Detroit by the name of Viola Louisa, and you could pull her up. Okay, that was murdered along with the civil rights workers, in which they were buried under a dam. Okay, and I think that their bodies was discovered like about a year earlier. You see what I mean? Now, I mean a year later. I'm sorry, because they were buried in a construction zone, and that deal just goes to show you, you know, just how severe it was. And then also, too, when we speak about certain black organizations, and I know Jay Militant is familiar with the BPP because he's in San Francisco and he's only 8 miles away from Oakland, which was their birthplace. Okay. And then what's happening is that the U.S. Constitution says that when the government goes whack, like it is now, okay, not only do the people have a right to change it, they have a damn duty to change it. Now, this is what they say in their words. Okay, now Trump, he did say, although he's a scumbag, but one thing about Trump, he did say that black people deserved reparations. And when I came across that, my mouth fell open. You know what I mean? and no, he didn't. No, I'm sorry. He did not say we deserve reparations, but he did acknowledge that black people built the country. You see what I'm saying? So I stand corrected, you know, on that. I'm correcting myself. Okay, I just got information here that the great state of California, which is only like about 52 miles from me, that old gruesome Newsom, you know, is that the legislature of California had passed some bills in regard to reparations. And then when me and Brother Paris and Dr. Truth Bay were calling up the California state legislature on the reparations,
Okay, I think we lost the audio real quick. All right. Well, until he comes back. Okay, he popped right out. All right, Shabaka, we know you're gonna pop right back in. I'm gonna run this next clip while we're sitting here. We only got 2 more, family, and then I'll pop off because, you know, I move quickly, so we're gonna do this quickly. Never mind. I knew he was gonna do it right. Okay, go ahead, Shabaka. I'm about to run this clip right after you get done.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they fucking with our algorithms. You know what I'm saying? This is what the fuck I'm talking about. These are some dirty, you know what I'm saying? They really are, you know.
Let me run this clip real quick while we take a break right there. Let me run this clip. It'll be quick. We only got 2 more and we're done. This another Lisa Cabrera thing that Jesse put in the queue. Talking about Biden's challenges with black voters. I don't even I don't even know why anybody will vote. Why as a black person you will vote for either of these 2 bucks? Personally, I just don't understand anymore. And I can't believe that, I can't believe we'll say all this shit, but I promise you that everybody's gonna be voting when it comes in November. Instead of just chilling and voting for tangibles or what's tangible or a fucking actual tangible president, it's gonna be one of these 2. And honestly, I don't even know how Trump could be, even after all that, be able to run. It baffles me. I have so many questions. Professor Black Truth kind of answered most of them today. So let's see. All right, let me quit that one out. All right, you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, so you got you must be switching computers or something.
No, what I'm trying to do is get back in, you know what I'm saying, is because, see, once again, they fucking with our algorithms again. Okay, but listen here, Lady Chair, I'm going to bid you a good night because it's 12:30. And definitely appreciate, keep up the good work. Okay, so I did share the link. So hopefully, we got those who are up, checking us out. But if not, then they got the link, to this particular episode. And so therefore, ladies and gentlemen, check out the box.
Jesse will be happy that people will be viewing.
Oh, yeah. And then see you little eyeballs. Thanks for coming. Okay. Okay. All righty. Yeah. And then too, I'm gonna type the story up tomorrow for Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, the special edition after I speak with Brother Jermaine, about the housing crisis down there in Shreveport, Louisiana, which is a downright human rights violation. And also too, Jay Militant, if you're still with us, brother, definitely check us out on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, this coming Tuesday. And I'm going to type the show up first thing in the morning there, Lady Che, when I wake up. So I'm going to take my old ass to bed, you know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, sleep well. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right, and thank you for having me.
Yeah,
okay,
no worries.
Have a nice night. Yeah, this is Shabaka Sankori for Frontline Black News, signing off from Sin City. Okay, I'm out.
All right. Good night. All right, so family, let's get to it. All right, we only got 2 more topics, and then I'm done. You'd be surprised how quickly I'm moving through this shit. All right, Biden's black voter troubles are setting off alarm bells. She's stupid. Yeah, it's them trying to rush and galvanize the black vote, especially from black men and black women at the very last minute. So they'll do a lot. They're going to have a lot of shilling going on now, especially after this verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, Biden's campaign, they continue to get warnings about the black vote slipping away from him. Now, has he done anything? No. And that's the problem. So prominent black officials are warning the Biden campaign that the president's effort to keep black voters firm and, in his pocket is just not working. So they're warning him that time is running out to get his message across. And see, the problem with the message is, we've done a lot. What we do for everybody impacts black people too. That is the wrong message. You didn't say that to the Asians when you gave them that crime bill. You didn't say, well, the laws we got on the books, it can impact Asians too. No, you gave them something.
Mm-hmm.
Along with other groups of people. But when it's us, that's what we're supposed to accept. No, you got the wrong message. If that's what you're coming with, you got the wrong message.
Mm-hmm.
the publicly voiced concern for these Black Democrats isn't that the White House lacks policy achievements. It's that Black voters aren't hearing about them. That's not true.
I don't think they're asking the right.
We're hearing and we're observing that you are doing for everybody except for us.
I mean, check it. Has anybody?
Okay, y'all need to quit that mess.
Surveys.
Oh, we're just so ignorant. We don't know what's going on. That's the problem. Yeah, no, that's not the problem. The problem is, where's our reparations? Where's our crime bill? Where are the things that we want done? We don't hear any message for us. We're supposed to go with the, well, it's for everybody message. No.
Skip it. Yeah, they wanted this all.
And that the president himself, he hasn't done a lot of interviews with Black media at all.
Yes,
the state of Georgia, where people make up 32% of eligible voters, and those are Black voters. In North Carolina, where they account for roughly 22%. Even a slight dip in support among Black voters in states like Pennsylvania, where roughly 10% of eligible voters are Black, could cost Biden the election.
What?
No, Biden is costing himself the election by spending 4 years in office and doing for everybody except for us, ignoring us, don't want to talk about our issues, don't want to address what he meant when he said the Black voters came out and we had his back and he was going to have our back. See, those are the things we're talking about. We're talking about a crime bill. Nobody gets victimized more in this country than we do. And they're going to give to HBCUs. None of us are asking about that. Get off of that mess already.
Yeah, they ain't asking us anything. Like, I don't know.
From the Democratic Party, because you haven't done anything.
Maybe they're talking.
And we already know if you let Biden in there for another 4 years, we just get ignored for another 4 years.
Well, when
you haven't said
it all goes bad, the first people they blame is the Black man or the Black woman for them failing. That they didn't turn out or they didn't get the vote out, and you know what I mean, all this extra shit. It's always we're first to blame, and then also the first ones they beg that they say they don't need, but they beg. And it's not a good look. So they're gonna try to pander to us by any means necessary. By any means necessary. Trump was doing it too. And they're gonna continue to do it. Like I was so surprised to see all them Black megas. There's all the Black people. Like when he went to the chicken spot. Yeah, I mean, everybody just want to throw their panties at Trump, man. But nobody's asking the questions about what they're going to do specifically for Black folk. And especially, why haven't any Black people really addressed this 2025 project shit right then and there when the time is coming? He won't even talk about it, so just in regards to Trump. But why, in certain places, Black folk are booing Biden, booing Trump. So it kind of seems funny to me. It seems like mixed messaging.
Even older Black women. So if they are the backbone of the Democratic Party, that's all the more reason why you need to be doing more for the Black community. Duh.
No, because if they were,
So anyway,
reparations, they'd be taking all
the polling group is showing younger voters and Black men have soured on Biden. Yeah, because he does not do anything. In fact, he doesn't even address Black men in this country at all. A recent Washington Post poll found that 41% of Black Americans between the ages of 18 to 39 are certain to vote this year, down from 61%.
Dang.
June of 2020. So, and the only ones he seems to want to be around is James Clyburn and a bunch of black pastors. And Joe Biden, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. That's not a winning combination if you're trying to win over the black community. I'm just saying. That seems like that's the only thing he wants to do. Be around pastors and James Clyburn. That ain't gonna win you nothing. Okay? That ain't gonna win you crap.
Who listens to them?
Kamala
Who listens to
was
James
just as
Clyburn?
popular as Beyonce.
Oh my God.
Somebody must be hitting the sauce really hard. So y'all, just tell me what you think about this video.
I'm glad. I really don't. I really think that we should just not look at either candidate because they're not offering anything, and just look at the situation we're living in now. Some people are really making a lot of money. Some people are happy right now under the. I know a couple of black folk that are super amped about how their life is working under Biden right now. I can't fathom how this is a true reality. They say they're making money. They say they're good. Then there's people that were black folk that were living very well under the Trump thing. I myself have lived under both and suffered immensely. So I don't know what the difference is, but I don't see my life benefiting in any way during either or. So let's move along. Let's call this one is we got 2 more and we're done. I think I might skim through this one. It's Uncle Phil, or actually, yeah, it's Uncle Phil. Wait, let me see. Oops, I messed up. I switched around. My fault. All right.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster? With Wix, you can edit your meta tags.
2 more, and then I gotta go move a rock. The fuck is this?
Activists here. So you're looking for activism. That's not what we do. Just like you don't require activism from
based on
MSNBC or anything like that.
So
it's the same thing here. We're not activists. We never claim to be. We are definitely here a news organization, but we have conversation that can lean into maybe that kind of conversation, but let you know what we're doing and what the mission is.
Reports on a Nigerian man.
Some things people ask him like, bro, that's not what we do. That's not our scope. We're not lawyers.
Nigerian says that. Let me read it real quick. Okay. Uncle Philip Scott reports on a Nigerian man married to a Black American woman. While riding in an Uber, a fellow Nigerian spoke ill of Black Americans in a way that shocked the other brother in the Uber. Where does the anti-Black American sentiment come from? Well, that's easy.
We're not doctors. We're not financial experts. We're not any of those things. Now, maybe you can look towards somebody in the community that has that information, but we just don't do those things, right? We don't do court cases. We don't do any of that. When you look at the mainstream media, they get a lot of money from a lot of advertising money, government subsidies. We don't get any of that, right? So we are just operating on a shoestring budget, like a lot of Black, community is, or a lot of Black businesses is. And we, trying to make do what we have. We had a certain amount a month, then we'll, we could do a lot more, right? So just let you know that up front, right? Okay. And as I go through here, you know me, I'm going to go on and do what I do. This person, Miss Jazzy, why are you saying I'm not going to apologize? Apologize to who? I want to know who I need to apologize to personally. Who is it? I like to know. Sometimes I have to get on myself a little bit because
I think you're talking to somebody.
We have people looking at it at the city level. And one thing they've told me when they have met me, so, we really like the professionalism of how you do things and how your team does things. Okay. It represents very well because not everybody going to be.
Who
About what he ain't scared, want, and you sit there and condone it. May I be?
Don't.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our great brother, Eric May.
She's black.
That man's be giving them business, man. That's how I felt like if I got
Driver came.
that's exactly how the fuck I was gonna be.
Americans,
Let's
have a conversation about
try to
that.
pass some shit. I'd be like, no,
because we need to talk about that. So give me a second.
I'm probably gonna say fuck no. I'd be like, no, absolutely not. And I give you 20 reasons why.
All right, here we go.
Americans. Or should I say African Americans? No, which is preferable. So yesterday I was out and on getting back, I ordered a ride. So the driver came and I got in the car. The Uber driver was Nigerian. I'm Nigerian. So the Uber driver was Nigerian. So on the way, and I started talking. It's like, oh, you look Nigerian. You sound Nigerian. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Nigeria. It's like, oh, I'm also from Nigeria. We struck a conversation. So we're talking, and I guess he saw the ring in my hand, and the next thing he asked me, oh, you're married? I'm like, yeah. It's like, who are you married to? Is the person American? I'm like, yeah. It's like, oh, wow. It's like, is she black or white? I'm like, she's black.
Nosy ass.
And he asked me, is she African? Like, does she have an African background? Of course, does she have an African background? I'm like, no, she's from Georgia, born and raised. It's like, oh, wow. Then the next thing he said was, oh, you have to be very careful. I'm like, why? He said, these Black Americans, they are very crazy. They are wild. Wow. They are not like our people. I'm like, what do you mean? You know, I've been hearing this a lot. That's why I don't know I don't mingle with Nigerians. I don't have Nigerian friends yet.
Some jealousy.
Or any Nigerian I can call my friend.
That's
because
vitriol,
you know the most of the time the one thing they always say is, wow, you have to be careful. These people are crazy. These people are crazy. They can switch on you like this, and you won't believe that's the person you're married to. I'm like, listen. So I asked the driver, back to the driver. I asked the driver, like, why do you say that? Like, what do you mean? And I said, you married? It's like, yeah, but his wife is also Nigerian. I'm like, oh, okay. And it's like, so what do you mean? I should be careful. Like, they can switch up on me. And I mean, anybody can switch up. You don't have to be American to switch up.
Right.
You know. So he was like, that's just how they are.
We all bipolar.
That's just how they are. That's the only reason he could give me. That's just how they are. They switch up. They are crazy. It's like, have you had any fights with her?
Let me show you how we do stuff.
Actually,
my department uses Monday.com, so I'm good. Work management tool? No, that's not for
any reason to be nosy.
I'm like, no. Well, it's... I don't know if it's my wife that is different or I don't know, because every other American, Black American that I've met have been really nice, you know. I just believe in you. You give yourself respect. You show people respect. You'll get respected, you know. And as for, I don't know. I guess I'll ask my wife tonight.
All right. So you heard this brother's story. He's married to a Black American woman.
That's my answer.
But he was told to be careful for Black Americans, or some people say stay away from the Akata, right? But now let me say this up front. This is an indictment. This is not an indictment on all Nigerians on the continent. This is not an indictment
like
on all Nigerian immigrants who came to the United States of America. I want to repeat myself again for the slow people in the back of the class who may not be listening. This is not an indictment on all Nigerian immigrants. This is not an indictment on Nigerians in the continent of Africa who don't feel this way whatsoever. Okay, So I said what I had to say. Now, let's get with it. Stay away from the Akata. That's really what that's about, right? So you say stay away from the Akata, but every time I look up, you don't have stay away from the What do y'all call it? Oyinbo? That's what y'all call them? Y'all call them that term, Oyinbo? Talking about the folks. Why we don't ever hear stay away from the Oyinbo? Why? That's what I want to know. Why we don't hear that?
Why the fuck you so?
We never hear y'all say stay away from the Chinese. Y'all have the Oyinbo and the Chinese marrying Nigerian women who's not your culture, who's not Nigerian culture at all. I'm talking about those who had this attitude. You put them in Nigerian clothing. You're dancing with them, throwing money at them and everything, and you happy. You say, well, the culture is different. Well, wouldn't the Oyinbo, their culture is completely different?
Racist.
If you have a child with the Oyinbo, that child is not going to even come out resembling an African at all, or the Chinese man. But you ain't got a problem with them. So it leads me to believe, but it's also understandable because you got problems with your other brothers and sisters on the continent too.
Yeah.
Some of you don't like Ghanaians. Some of you don't like Senegalese.
Just a whole bunch of
stay over there.
And
you're on your own. And when these white supremacists in this country start kicking your butt, a lot of you starting to find out how these white supremacists really is in this country. And then you start, hey, brother, oh, you hollering at brother now?
Right.
Well, if we make everything visa free for other Africans to travel all over the continent and just come visa free, we're more worried that Africans from countries that make more money will come to these countries and then they would dominate. That's what they're worried about. But yet, if that's the worry, then why are you letting a bunch of Europeans and Chinese come to these African countries when they have stronger currencies?
Man, some things are just
so that response was straight self-hate. So you don't want another African brother to come do good in your country, but you cool with a European coming in.
Right.
You cool with the Chinese coming in and the Russians and anybody else coming to your country who has a stronger currency than you. You cool with them buying up the block. So we about to squash this stuff. Like, we cool right now. So we got a bigger problem.
Kind of shit,
them other groups,
especially somebody talking about
in
it
the continent,
sure fuck.
They don't put their problems to the side and say, "Hey, bro, we gotta unify on this right now."
No,
I said that about now I'm a. If you 21, 22, brother, I'm not saying you got to be in suits every day. But brother, evolve a little bit. You know, I mean, it kind of looks ridiculous when you start dressing a certain way at a certain age. I'm just saying. But that's just my opinion. Do you? Because some people feel that, well, clothing has no age in it. That's just my opinion. My opinion don't affect your clothing.
That sounds like there's a whole bunch of shit going on over there. Like, let's see. It's like,
Well, you know, I mean, when it comes to where I was raised about respecting your
oops. That's it. Hold on, finally the mouse is acting like it's acting weird. Let me see. Let me see what's going on with this shit. I have to acting stupid all of a sudden. Let's see. Let me go back over here. I know it's just sometimes it picks up right. It picks up over here. I don't know why, but sometimes it does it. I don't know. 1 second. It's weird. It's just like sometimes I have to think that, when the weather is like super hot. But right now it's not really. Shit. Yeah, there we go. Hold on. I feel like Tim Scott really going, or not say, yeah. Uncle Philip Scott really going through it, man. I say, great. Great. Let me see. This is all sad right there.
I'm just going to kind of remove myself from the situation, but I'm not one to be disrespectful. But I
look like
somebody,
sad
how
right
did you
there,
get
like,
there? You know what I'm saying? But despise older people in our community, older generation, but don't despise, don't do that. Don't do that. You can learn wisdom and everything from some of our people, because they've made some of the mistakes that we have made just in life, and they don't want us to repeat the same. So yeah. I've learned, even when I was a young man in my teenage years.
Look how sad he looked.
You say you worked at Gucci. He said, and you would tell men there's no such thing as a men purse. It's not.
Right.
It's not. I still never forget that video of Shannon Sharp getting out there with them that green outfit everybody was teasing about.
He looked so sad. Look.
You got a dude going to bed with a bonnet and a woman going to bed with a bonnet too. Do you?
Yeah, what's up with that, man?
Okay?
That's so weird.
It's just my opinion. Wear your bonnet, do you? I'm not in control. I'm just saying, I just kind of have an old school thought process when it comes to men.
Or some shit.
And men have wallets. Men
don't
put on bonnets.
Right. There's certain things now that are like men just start doing different shit, dude. It's like,
I mean, what's next? Y'all gonna start wearing sundresses too?
Yeah, man. These motherfuckers are doing the most. Like they have these, like, it's like a fucking bonnet. Like, cause man, he got on like 2 do-rags right now.
You say you worked at Gucci. He said, and because she's the woman. Stuff like that, and come on back.
Camera over there, and
they had this one sister and his brother.
Yep, like he got on, like,
and they both had purses on.
Took the hat off though.
And I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, she don't see. Like, I'm sorry, women should be having their place of.
I don't know.
I mean, and even the purse and the bonnet is because that's a man they can't control. You cannot really control a man that is deep into his masculinity.
I can't.
That's going to be a
never
true
go
leader.
With
you can't control him.
I don't even wear a purse,
That's the difference. A true alpha male will not be controlled like that. And I'm saying in a way that they like these dudes on a leash, literally. And they want them to be yes men and all of that. And
thank you.
Let's move
on to the next one.
We all spend a bunch of time online, whether it's shopping, banking, or just chatting with friends. This makes all of us vulnerable to hackers and scammers that can cause severe financial damage.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And Morehouse College portrays the Black community by inviting Joe Biden to graduation ceremony. This might be Vicky Dillard, huh? We'll see. Let's see. My goal is to get up on the African Diaspora channel. I think that would be tight. I just haven't had a chance because to write them and then get my little things together. I have a little goals of where I want to be at.
Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to give us a big thumbs up, and share the broadcast. Tell everybody your sister with the curly braids is on now. Thank you so very much, family. Certainly, you all know we have been doing quite a bit of discussion here about the upcoming elections here in the United States, the presidential elections. Of course, we know there are elections happening literally all over the world this year in record numbers. Yes. And of course, the presidential elections in the United States is no different, and it's certainly of great consequence. Joe Biden is in a very desperate position. I'm sure you've heard the statement, desperate times calls for desperate measures. Yeah. So out of complete and total desperation, he decides to appeal to a historically Black college and university here in the United States that's known as an HBCU. Well, this HBCU is the alma mater of the great late Dr. Martin Luther King, among many others. So this is the staff, the leadership of Morehouse College that actually invited Joe Biden. Allegedly, this invitation was sent out before a lot of the stuff that's happened over in the Middle East, but nevertheless, they decided to go ahead and allow him to do a commencement address to graduating Black students. Shame on the leadership there. And then to add insult to injury, the school had the nerve to award him with an honorary doctorate. You ready for this? In law.
What?
Joe Biden is the mastermind behind the 1994 crime bill that Bill Clinton signed. He's the one that was the main driver and craftsman of that anti-Black legislation that is directly responsible for the destruction of at least 2 generations of Black people here in the United States. And of course, he has supported, Joe Biden, that is, multiple other anti-Black forms of legislation prior to that. In recent times, Joe Biden said that America is doomed in part because of Black folks and because Caucasians' numbers are going to be the minority in the United States come 2040. This Joe Biden who said during the previous election that if we did not know who to vote for in terms of whether it's him or Donald Trump, then we're not Black. This is who brought this man in. He used the law to destroy Black families, and Morehouse gave him an honorary doctorate of law degree.
Hell no.
Shame on you. This piece that I am reading from now talks about how Joe Biden invokes struggle and faith. Invoking struggle and faith, it says here, Biden reaches out at Morehouse. President Biden invokes scripture and lessons from his own tragic past on Sunday in a commencement address to hundreds of young Black men at Morehouse College, saying that he believes that there are, quote, extremist forces aligned against the meaning and message of the prestigious institution. He invoked scripture. Let me tell you all something. Number one, you all know that there have been many rallies and protests in lots of colleges and universities here in the United States because of the genocide that's happening against the Palestinian people, right? Well, Joe Biden is having difficulty finding a place to speak, but he finds a home with relative ease in a Black school. That's because you all are the most docile Black family, which is surely a sign that something is the matter with you.
Right.
That he could count on Black folks in the United States to not embarrass him and humiliate him before the world. Now, of course, as I mentioned before, desperate times calls for desperate measures because his poll numbers are so low. He's amongst Black Americans, amongst all groups really, but it's particularly Black Americans who are the most faithful voting bloc for the Democrat Party. And of course, they have a unique concern for Black folks, Black males, and young Black people, which the graduating students at Morehouse fits pretty much all of those categories. Yes?
Yes.
The school allowed him to give a commencement address from this arch anti-Black white supremacist.
Oh my God.
Not only that, after it was over, guess what the school had the nerve to do? Morehouse College issued a letter congratulating how well behaved the graduating students were in respecting Joe Biden.
What?
One of the other pieces I read talked about how some of the parents encouraged their children not to protest. Shame on the parents and shame on the leadership of Morehouse. Why do I say that? I know that parents, you must teach your babies to be intelligent, not to be reckless, and to be all they can be. But baby, we are still at war.
We are at war.
You have to also teach your children sacrifice and give them the truth about where we find ourselves in the world.
Jesus.
We're not completely free. So who's going to be the ones to step up to the plate? Everybody can't be sitting here pretending like we have the prerogative.
No, we don't.
To sing and high five, we've overcome something.
We're
still in the thick of war.
Yeah, we're in the thick of it. We're in the very.
That is not a good thing that you're teaching your children to be docile to injustice and an oppressive Jim Crow Joe Biden.
That just means
you started college just as George Floyd was murdered, and there was a reckoning on race. It's natural to wonder. Democracy you hear about actually works for you. What is democracy? Black men are being killed in the street. What is democracy? The trail of broken promises still leave black communities behind. What is democracy? You have to be 10 times better than anyone else to get a fair shot. Well, that's my commitment to you. to show you democracy is still the way. If black men are being killed in the street, we bear witness. For me, that means to call out the poison of white supremacy. The graduates, this is what we're up against. Extremist forces aligned against the meaning and message of Morehouse. And they peddle a fiction, a caricature, what being a man is about. Tough talk, abusing power, bigotry. But that's not you. It's not us. You all know and demonstrate what it really means to be a man. Being a man is about strength, of respect and dignity. It's about showing up because it's too late if you have to ask. It's about giving hate no safe harbor.
He invokes scripture because he knows he can use that to pimp you.
Yep.
And to drive you back into a tamed position.
This is a sad state of affairs, family.
It goes on to say President Biden on Sunday appealed to the graduating men of Morehouse College and black voters by extension to align themselves with him on the side of democracy and against the forces of white supremacy that have coursed through American politics. He says, quote, "It's natural to wonder if the democracy you hear about actually works for you." He said in a half-hour commencement speech, "What is democracy when black men are being killed in the streets? What is democracy when a trail of broken promises still leave black communities behind? What is democracy when you have to be 10 times better than anyone else to get a fair shot?" He knows all that's him. So y'all just gonna sit there and let him play in your face?
Right.
He's talking as if they and them are over there. He's the they and the them.
He's them.
That's the white supremacist that forces us to be 10 times better and that has no place for us in this so-called democracy. Joe Biden was the one that advocated our incarceration and destruction. He's talking about himself.
Right. And you just go eat it up.
Yes,
like
I know it was a small little handful of black men that turned their backs on him in solidarity with some of the Palestinian folks. But before you all called him other names related to the unjust war, he was known as Jim Crow Joe Biden because of the undoing of the black family here in the United States for many decades.
Yep.
Shame on the leadership of Morehouse, shame on the students, and shame, yes, even of the parents.
Yep. Because you allowed that.
We are at war, so you must act like it, family. That was absolutely horrendous and disgusting.
Man.
To be so compliant and accommodating.
This is our future leadership.
To someone who has shown themselves to be an adversary.
Can't really
to black empowerment.
Really lead us down anything, not even a dark hole.
And to the overall well-being of foundational black Americans.
Gullible,
we got a long way to go here in these United States.
Oh, it's okay. No,
it is not a privilege and an honor to have a white supremacist president, quote unquote, grace your stage. No, the honor is for him to be in your presence.
Right. You pay homage.
And when you participate without demanding something from him, you give legitimacy to an illegitimate system.
Right.
And that's where you're wrong. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. My name is Vicky Diller, beloved. Be sure to check out my website and my school and products and services at VickyPlanet.com. That's VICKI Planet.com. I have so many wonderful things as I'm raising up the new world leaders and history makers. I'm telling you, your life will never be the same when you connect with me at VickyPlanet.com. That's VICKI Planet.com. I can't wait to see you again.
Sister Vicky Diller that lives here. That's so great. Thank you for your commentary. Appreciate it. Let's see. I think we're done now, family. Go ahead and get out of this little situation I got going on over here. Yep. All right, cool. Well, that was fun. Thank y'all for letting me sit here and host this for Jesse. He's usually up front. I had fun. Thank you for watching Frontline Black News Season 4, Episode 9, Part 2. Join us tomorrow for Season 4, Episode 9, Part 3. I'm sure he has a Part 3. I think we're doing Unhoused Neighbor News. Pray that we get to go to City Council. They're having an event before City Council for the unhoused neighbors, and some other shit that I believe I read earlier today in the emails. So I'm going to try to catch it, but I have a very busy day downtown. So stay tuned for tomorrow's edition. Jesse will probably be up front running this because you guys know you like talking to him. So, so thank you for watching Frontline Black News. Me, Seduction Doll. Thank Shabaka for coming through, and Brother Jermaine for also brightening us up and sharing that very, very intense piece of news that we had received today. And I'm glad that we're going to get to talk about it further either on Friday or Tuesday on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, either on Grand Rising or the Tuesday show. The RVA. Well, it's too late now to do the RVA, but most likely I'll probably do it on the RVA on Tuesday, being that I have a very busy day tomorrow. Yeah, probably Tuesday. So I got it all ready. Everything's ready. So yeah, thank you. I had fun. See you guys tomorrow for part 3. Have a good night. Stay black. Stay dangerous. Definitely stay empowered and be vocal about it. Hold your vote for something fucking tangible. And just remember, you don't have to go. You don't have to vote. Do your research, and if you feel compelled, get behind a candidate that you want to help. Right now, I'm catching up on my Cornell West things right now. I think I got like 4 things to watch, 4 or 5 things to watch. Several interviews that he had did, but during the week I kind of been on Black vacation, so been extremely overwhelmed with all the stuff that's happening. Only because I feel like emboldened to go do something. Get really. I feel like you gotta turn it up, turn the city up. However, just one person, and it's kind of you can't really just turn the city up all by yourself. You kind of just need at least 1 or 2 more people, so, at least. So we'll see. Just feel like what can I do? I've been super, super angry, super passionate lately. It's been kind of seeping out a little bit. It's a season for it. Family, it's a season for it. It's a season for not letting shit slide anymore. No pass is given. I've been saying that. It doesn't matter who it is. Anybody and everybody can get it, because at this point in time, the work that we're doing is so fucking important. It's so important. Even though, like in the state of Colorado, all our Black people have been either pushed out, gentrified, pushed all the way out to the outskirts, and even when they come back, they're no longer they're cooning, you know what I mean? And they're different, and you can't even have dialogue with them. They're definitely not like this. And this is like ostracized, kind of from the little tiny community, And I'm not fucked up with it, in a sense, because that just shows that everybody is sheep. Sometimes they'll just follow whatever church gatekeeping ass motherfucking old they can't be re-educated type individual. They're definitely not trying to be empowered. Whatever vocal empowerment they're talking about is not on the same page. Not like what we're talking about. They're not talking about being actively unapologetic, actively not letting any sort of racism, white supremacy, any sorts of acts of going against the grain of actual Black people. They're not talking about that. They're still caping for the whites. They're still caping for Democrats. They're still caping for whatever. Then you might. I'm leaving them behind. I can't keep doing it. You know what I mean? You either want to free yourself or you don't. And at this point in time, there's no excuse for it. Like in my mind, I can't fathom an excuse to where you don't want to liberate your brain. You know what I mean? And that you're gonna like on the RVA. If you watch the RVA, I was running this track back, and this Brotha said, why don't you let somebody else breathe your liberated air, like or some shit like that. I was like, fuck you mean? She goes, first of all, I would never be stuck in a relate. Are you serious? Like, and I could just tell that there's a very serious lack of strong leadership that can say no. Strong leadership that tells you, not asks you, but tells you what needs to be done. Power is taken, and there's no everybody's too scared. They're too scared to move in that direction. They're too scared to buck the system. They're too scared to say, no, I don't agree. Or no, you're not going to do that. Or no, stop misappropriating funds. Stop giving to this. Stop doing that. Stop taking away from here. Stop leaving the people like this. Stop putting other people and their agendas ahead of, you know what I mean? And people don't want to do that because they're afraid of burning bridges. What good are these fucking bridges with these people? At the end of the day, those same people will leave you behind and go with the more popular consensus, you know what I mean? And then at the end of it, they'll be the ones that are struggling. They'll be the ones that are going to need you. They don't want to fuck with you now because you're too pro-black. You're too black first. You're too demanding. You're too aggressive with it. You're too assertive. You're too, you know what I mean? And you're not like, okay, that sounds good. I guess I'll just vote blue no matter who. I guess I'll go ahead and keep funding the police. I guess I'll fund all these programs that shit on the people. I guess I'll keep just raising taxes and making sure that all the people that live in this area will no longer have a place to live because fancy apartments need to be built up and the rent needs to be like $2,500. You better have a good job. We just gonna push these people out. They can barely survive, and go ahead and let them be homeless and out in the street, and then we'll try to fix that problem later. Like no. You know what I mean? The season is calling for dramatic change. The season's calling for like a end and a demand. And you can't just say, they might say, okay, well, we're going to think about it. We're going to put a study up. We're going to do this. No. Realistically, shit shouldn't take that long. I be reading these audits sometimes. Some shit be getting audited and be dragging out like 6-7 months. And I'm like, why the fuck is it dragging out 6-7 months? How hard is it to take a motherfucking flash drive and go in somewhere and be like, look, you got exactly 10 days to give me all these motherfucking reports, all from this time to this time. I don't want no motherfucking excuses. Hit that flash drive. I want to see paper documents, everything you got. I don't care where you find them. But you got 10 fucking days. And if I'm not satisfied, okay, cool. But I'm going to replace your shit. I'm going to kick you out. I'm going to start hitting you with some fines. I'm going to start doing this, and that. 10 days. You know what I mean? Or if you're the one doing the auditing, you're too scared. Well, shit, I'll replace you. You know what I mean? There's plenty of motherfuckers that want your job. You know what I mean? I just don't understand why it would have to take 6-7 months and then you give them a recommendation and then you give them another 6 months to do that. Even right now, I'm watching a city council thing and they're letting this one pretty little white boy that me and Jesse have been avidly saying he need to be fired for like 3 fucking years. Just act like he's too pretty to fucking follow the rules. And he never has an answer. He never has no paperwork. He never has no proof. There's never no data backing up his motherfucking shit. And they'd be like, well, we've asked you. Why haven't you? We reached out to the office. Why isn't the mayor comply? Woo. And they just let him slide with whatever answer he wants to give. And this goes on every month. You know what I mean? Whereas me and Jesse are like, fire that motherfucker. Fire him, go 10 people above and 10 people below. That's a wrap. Where you at it. Shut that shit down, consolidate it. Because everybody got their fucking hands in everybody's motherfucking pocket. And all 5 entities are all hand in hand fucking the people. And it's your fault. You did it. Not to help the people, but just to keep shuffling the misappropriation of funds, passing the buck. Do you see what I'm saying? It's very simple, but these systems are designed to do that. So they're working correctly. And we're the ones that are unhappy and we want change. There's a simple solution for this change. And it seems that, to me, it has to be a whole system wipe. And it's not easy. It's not going to be overnight. Everybody's, the corruption and cronyism is right there. The greed is right there. And until everybody decides they want to get angry and actually want to do something about it, and I mean really do something about it, like even if it's a healthy protest, it's got to be a loud, aggravated protest. It's got to be right there in your face, like nonstop until I've seen them pass bills in like less than 10 days where they'll tell black people they can't do it and they need to study in our city. Real shit. And nothing will happen. No matter of fact, they'll strip everything that has to do with black people and just leave it to where it benefits every other race. You know what I mean? And the people try to pass the bill are like sitting there just stunned. Talking about, we try to work with these people and they made us take it all apart in order for it to be tolerable. Fuck you mean? No. No. That's just saying to me that you let racism and white supremacy win again. That you let these old fucking white crackers say, I'm white and I say so, and fuck you and your fucking any kind of bills that have to do with black folk. And of course you gotta study because you gotta teach us race. You gotta teach us the suffrage and the black plight. Are you fucking kidding me? And yet you have black people here that'll go along and eat that shit up. We need to teach them. Fuck no, we don't need to teach them. I'm 44 years old. Let's say racism, white supremacy is all 9 areas of human activity daily. All them white folk that sit on the house seats and the very few black folk that sit there, there's no teaching none of them. They're set in their motherfucking ways. And they know clearly what racism, white supremacy, and anti-blackness is. And they clearly know when they're doing fuck shit. And then they can sell it however they want to. You know what I mean? So the black folk, they let it ride after. We need to teach them about racism. We need to study. Fuck you mean you need to study? You don't need no study. They don't need no study. They need to learn. They actually need to study about how not to bring a pistol in the house. Because white folk here in our city do that shit. They bring pistols in the house and they leave them in the bathroom and just tray up the gold. They just study for how to behave. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, look it up. They don't need to study about reparations to black folk here. That's just fucked up. And black people co-signing it. You even heard some really fucking stupid shit about, well, in order for us to get these bills to work for black people, we have to go out and find money. You're a senator. That doesn't even make sense to me. This sounds stupid. This is like stupid talk. But people will believe anything. They'll literally believe anything without saying, nope, there's a fund for this. Nope. Nope. No, you're not going to get away with that. It's like saying, go ahead and wear this heavy ass shield of wool over your eyes. I'm going to pull the okie doke. And you're just going to go along with the program. And everybody's going along with that. So there's not enough motherfuckers like me to say, hell nah. What are you talking about? I gotta go look for money. I'm a senator and I gotta go look for money to take care of the black people here in my little district, my little area. I gotta go. What? It's right there. I don't gotta look for it. There's a whole fund right here. I mean, it's being used for everything else. Surely it could be put right here. No. What do you mean no? No, I say no to you, and I'm saying yes to this. Where's the math? Where, how do I figure out the math? Let me get a mathematician and an accountant, and let me see how I can make this work. No, I'm not cutting no motherfucking programs. You cut your motherfucking program. You know what I mean? Why? Because we need protections. But they'll do anything and everything to not take care of black people. But, Asians can get all sorts of protections here. LGBTQ plus can get protections and whatever else they need. Whites. We got the influx. Then that's some scandalous ass shit too in itself. And all of a sudden now they got work permits and they can just do the most, but yet still come up in city council and beg. And not that. But what you still doing if you're able to get a work permit? That's these motherfuckers getting work permits and shit. But explain to me why your children's coming up and asking random strangers for $2-3. Aren't you supposed to have a job? I mean, isn't that what you was doing this for? That's just it's stupid. It's stupid. You know what I mean? It's stupid. So, yeah, I think we need better leadership. I think not even leadership. I think we need people in the seats in all three branches, local, state, whatever. That are like this. That are just absolutely. They don't give a fuck. They're just like no, no. And we'll actually look into some shit, do the research, and come back in a reasonable time frame, too. Like, not drag it out. Because people act like the actual public have a lot of time just to wait. You know what I mean? And by the time we hear about a bill coming through, it's been 2-3 years. They'll put everything else ahead. So no, I feel like enough's enough. You're gonna put us ahead first. I mean, everybody else can wait. We've been waiting. Surely everybody can else sit down and hold their own fucking nuts for a little bit. Just sit down and chill, watch Netflix. We're going to be busy for a little bit. You know what I mean? They need that kind of fire. The season is calling for it all over the states. And it's just building up and building up and building up. So, no more pussyfooting when it comes to voting, even in your local elections. Jesse running for a House seat. I'm motivated. You don't like that, like, man, come on. Man, I wish. Because I feel like if it was me, and this even how I feel like one day I'm gonna try again. Maybe I'll try again to run, right? And I want to do it just like that. You know what I mean? Look, if everybody and their mother can force their will, how come we can't? And why are you scared to force your will upon the government when everybody and their mother can do it? You see all these actions, look at the protests, look at the immigrants, look at when the LGBTQ want to fucking throw their will upon the government. You know what I mean? And force demand. Look at them white Karens doing whatever. They push themselves in there and they force their will on the government. Why can't we? Why are you scared? There's nothing to be scared of at this point in time. At the most, they continue to say no, and you just keep doing it, and then until I mean, that's what they do. They don't, you know what I mean? They do it. Why do we have a cap on how long we're willing to keep doing that? You didn't think about it. Anywho, have a good night. Stay black, stay dangerous, stay favored. And see you tomorrow. That fucking twist, man, in my hair, my face. See you tomorrow for part 3. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe. Actually, it's good morning. Have a good morning. Stay safe. And have a beautiful Monday, I guess. Let me get out of here. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Thanks for watching Frontline Black News. I had to remember to say that. Okay, peace.